And are we going now? Are we working OBS? There we go. Right, so that's the start of the live stream.
Hello guys, Andy back from his events over the weekend.
Yeah, tournament that you went to?
Yeah, I was at El Sun Games GT. Played very much mid-table, which is not unexpected. Came back with a lot of interesting thoughts though, and I learned a hell of a lot as it's a completely new edition. Some of the game rules don't work properly, but we all knew what was going to happen. And some of the units are surprising.
They don't work the way you want them to.
Don't work the way you want them to, or you I seriously underestimate them. Such as Chosen, hit a bit like a wet noodle at a minute.
A wet noodle. That's a great description.
Although I dare say I'm gonna be altering their build somewhat. They should hit a bit harder. The regular sorcerer I got very little use out of. He didn't do a lot, so I'm thinking I might change him to a Chaos Lord because he hits like a truck.
Makes sense.
The one thing what really caught my eye was the Predators. Last Cannon Predators seem a bit meh because they only got 3 shots.
Yeah.
They get extra damage. They get to reroll the ones on damage rolls versus vehicles and monsters. But the auto cannon Predator, on the other hand, was a little gem, which is why I bought a second.
I didn't even notice you brought that one in.
Yes.
Because that's why I brought a second one.
And as a result of the games over the weekend, I've put together a list. What I don't think is going to be particularly good. It's definitely going to test people's ability to deal with armour. But it looks like it'll be a lot of fun for me anyway. Which is going to be the starting idea is a squad of Terminators with Abaddon, because Abaddon he's not a crutch anymore. He's not the auto include that he was, but he's still so damn good that to not take him isn't necessarily an error, but it's a serious opportunity cost, you know.
Yeah.
So led by Abaddon with his Terminator friends, and then two Dreadnoughts, because Chaos Dreadnoughts are amazing, as I suspected they would be. Their auras are just so good too good to not have. So 2 Dreadnoughts, 2 Predators, anti-infantry Predators.
Because you were telling me they just mow down everything.
They when you mark them up with Nurgle, you get extra shots. If you mark them up for Zinch, they'd be able to engage pretty much anything. So that's also handy. And 2 Vindicators, because Vindicators look like they are utterly messed up. Although they are quite expensive at 200 points.
Ouch. That's quite a lot of points, but they're still range 24.
We're still only 24 inch range, but we've got 2 up save, so we're quite tough.
That's a pretty good save.
We've got I think the toughness is 11 or 12, so we're fairly tough as well.
Yeah.
But it says shot. It's D6 plus 3 shots with blast and all that sort of good stuff.
D6 plus 3.
Yeah. So at worst, you're getting
4
shots, which is still 1 more shot than a Predator Annihilator.
Yeah. That's cool.
You know what I mean? And it does a similar amount of damage. It hits at the same strength. It's got the same AP. It does 1 point of damage less. Because the Predator Annihilators do D6 plus 1 damage because it's a last cannon.
Okay, yeah.
But that's, at worst case scenario, you're doing 1 point of damage less per shot, which you have more of.
Yeah, why would you not want more shots?
That's it. Yeah, it's an extra 50 points over an Annihilator. But you've got a tougher chassis. And something what can engage either infantry or tanks.
Yeah.
And it can shoot in
Yeah,
combat.
it's more varied. I mean, that's going to be handy for the points cost.
Yeah. You have that hanging around with Abaddon. Next thing you know, you've got re-rollable shots. You're re-rolling to hit.
Yeah. To wound as well, or just to hit?
Just to hit. There's very few re-rolls to wound in the Chaos Codex. Which is fair enough because we've got access to auto wounds all over the place.
Yeah, that'd work, like, sort of balance itself out.
Yeah.
Right, can I have the Hobbit knife for a sec, mate?
Yep.
So, let's clean that up a little bit more.
The other thing I'm interested in trying out, which is something I've never actually managed to use yet, although I've had it since its release, is the Noctilith Crown.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically it's a fortification.
Mm-hmm.
And dishes out 4 Binbun to everything was nearby.
That's nice.
Including my tanks.
Cool.
So, as you can see, you got
Why would you not want a 4-up Inbun?
You get a little car park going on. You've got all the rerolls you want. 4-up Inbun across the board. And that's become a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, I reckon it would be.
So that's an option anyway.
I think people are getting bored of my live stream because I'm not actually saying anything about what I'm doing here. But yeah, obviously Andy is telling me about his game this weekend, and I am basically just picking up bits and converting as I go, because that's what I do. Where's that tiny bit of sandpaper? Go see how I am again, sanding. I'll just take one of the big bits and get myself a piece.
So I'm going to try and build this, but hopefully, because I've never actually built one of the plastic ones, I'm hoping I'll be able to fit a forgeable front on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know because it's a different pattern rhino pattern.
I'm sure you'll be able to cobble it together.
I'll see, because I've got a door to test it with, at least. I am going to be having to jump onto my friends list at some point and say, oi, I need some printing done.
Yep.
For said door and an additional alternate barrel, because I didn't get the vehicle I wanted. I wanted the support.
Did you only get the vehicle you deserved, and not the one you wanted?
Yeah, I wanted the support Rhino because it's got the same weapon as the one what my Rhino's got.
Mm-hmm.
This is the standard Rhino, the battle tank version, so it's got the standard equipment for predators. So on the plus side, it does mean I can magnetise it to have the last cannons, should I choose.
That's kind of cool. Right. I'm just trying to decide what to do with this arm. I cobbled this together on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah, it would have been Thursday, yeah.
But I only just started cobbling it, so I'm trying all these different bits, and with 10th changing, I'm not quite sure what weapons I want on these. I'm just trying to get something built. I got like an old kill cam from quite some time ago that I was working on. I can obviously sculpt these a lot better than I used to be able to.
Having had a few games of Tempo, it's decent actually. Random missions are a lot of fun. Yeah, it does mean that army builds are going to be fundamentally very different to what you'd expect to see in other editions. You're going to need a lot more rapid sort of units in there. The overall winner this weekend was the guy who has won the last 3 or 4 of the same event.
Just a good player then.
He's a very good player and he's using one of the stronger indexes, Imperial Knights.
Yeah.
Apparently they're really strong. But I don't doubt.
Is he one of these players that always changes his armies up, or is he sticking with something solid and just learning how to play it really well?
I honestly don't know. I know he's a member of the England WTC team.
Yeah.
So he's clearly a good player. But I didn't face him. as the only chance I would have faced him would have been for game 1.
Yeah. Maybe I can squeeze this in here. I'm sure someone will have got some chaos insignia and stuff, haven't we?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely have some in my spares box.
So what is everybody else working on today around the painting table? Andy's building an entirely new tank. I'm still mucking around with this kill can conversion, which I'm hoping to get some more green stuff done, because I haven't been able to decide quite what to do with the arms yet. I'm not even sure about the position of these legs, or if I'm going to have mechanical legs at all. I could sculpt something completely different. I'm not even sure what gun arm to put on them. It'd be nice to make something that I can magnetise, but I prefer to make one solid thing.
Magnets for that army are just not going to work very well.
There's too many options, and the way I'm building things, it's just not going to work.
For the way you're building things, for the weapon options, I don't think it's going to matter too much, because a lot of weapons are being changed into basic types.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that though. It kind of annoys me a bit.
It gives you more freedom though as well.
Yeah, but I enjoyed the challenge, and that's my problem. I enjoyed the challenge of how do I make this look like this and something else.
It gives you more freedom because it means that you can make your weapons look like however you want to make them look. Not that we'll ever see table time.
No.
I didn't see any Death Guard players. Apparently Death Guard are not great at the minute. But there is allegedly some FAQs and erratas dropping very soon, which is good because some seriously wonky shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And D cannons and fire prisms are monumentally undercosted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fire prisms are cheaper than a Predator in points.
Yeah.
And they get 2 shots at flat 6 damage, or they can use them as blast for anti-infantry.
Oh, so they have more options.
Yeah. So you can either use it as a anti-tank magnet or a anti-infantry device as well, but they're just like 15 points cheaper. They need to be about 150. A Predator is about 135.
Yeah.
And but not anywhere near as good.
Alright, where's this? We're struggling with the arms on this one.
It's not just that though, it's their ability to hide. Because they can fire through each other.
Right, yeah.
So you draw a line of sight from one vehicle, and provided they're in line of sight of it, they can shoot through that one vehicle. So you can hide 2 of them and leave your third exposed.
Yeah, to take all the damage while the others are hitting all the targets well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting mechanic though.
Yeah, they've always been able to do something similar. It's just at the minute, it's just utterly messed up with the reliability of them. Because the weapon itself gives them 1 reroll to hit and damage. Sorry, 1 reroll to hit and wound. And then the Eldar detachment does exactly the same. So out of a 2-shot weapon, you're getting 2 rerolls to hit and 2 rerolls to wound.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, that's not well thought out, that one.
I'll take these parts off the old Demon Prince kit.
Norton's running fine.
Restart my... No, I don't want to restart my computer. Get your bullshitty updates to change all my settings, so I have to change it all back. For no reason. Just so at the end of it you can ask me more about my personal details and where I live and all this crap. I hate updates. Leave my computer alone. I mean, I try and ignore updates as often as I can. And then eventually it's like, you really need to update your computer now.
It's like, yeah, alright. You're probably right.
Sorry if that's not on camera, but all I'm doing is cutting these parts off so I can get rid of the sprue. Yeah, obviously this is more Demon Prince bits here.
That's something I didn't get a chance to play around with. I've not used a Demon Prince yet. I don't know how well they're going to work. I think we need the lone operative ability, so you can't target them.
You reckon?
They're not quite tough enough to be just bimbling around on their own.
Alright.
But they're too tough to go into a unit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're sort of an awkward middle
Misplaced my
ground.
parts. I'm listening, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, they're sort of an awkward middle ground. They do offer some interesting utility. Like I say, I'll start, once I get some friendly games in, I'll start playing around with different stuff. But this weekend I'm playing ninth again. Yay.
Yeah, that's not going to be confusing at all.
No, especially considering it's a game I've been dreading because it's against Iron Hands in ninth and they are unpleasant.
Aye. You're telling me that. I was hoping I could cut this down into a part and then use the serrated teeth from this.
So
I still might be able to do that, I just haven't quite figured it out yet.
as a result, I'm going to be really stupid, really simple. I'll play my World Eaters so I don't get over confused.
Isn't that you every day?
Well, yeah, well, I'm playing my World Eaters because their rules in ninth are really straightforward. So I'll either win by turn 2 or I'll be dead. You know what I mean? It's
Well, at
like,
least it'll be a short game.
yeah, I'll either know I've won or I'll be dead at end of turn 2. It's likely to be the latter, to be honest. Because Iron Hands are bullshit. And apparently, in 10th edition, Hellblaster units are absolutely obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of really badly written rules.
I could just use this part actually.
It's the way it is. The way the firing deck works is just stupid. So you get a bunch of Hellblasters in a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
It flies forward.
Right.
They then shoot out of the vehicle, overcharging all the way.
Right.
Kill their own vehicle because they overcharged too much and it broke it.
Yeah.
Get out, a bunch of them die. They shoot because they've died.
Mm-hmm.
Then because the models what got out of the vehicle technically didn't fire because of the weapons become part of the profile of the vehicle. That squad then shoots again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then die. And then the guys who died because of the overcharging shoot again.
Oh, like 3 rounds of shooting, eh?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
That's not broken at all.
Yeah, that's an interaction what needs fixing. But one interaction I wanted to see never actually occurred. Cause no one actually had World Eaters there. I want to see the infinite loop of World Eater Dreadnought fighting.
That would have been cool to see.
So what happens here? Well, it keeps fighting, and because you've done damage to it, it has to fight again. And because even though it's dead, it's still taking damage. It needs to keep on fighting.
Yeah, just
Ad infinitum.
Brilliant rules. Brilliant.
So nice. So 2 World Eater Dreadnoughts having a scrap. What happens? Well, the moon explodes before they finish fighting.
What do you guys reckon? I reckon that'd make a decent enough start for the arm. And I want to make him look a little bit wonky, a little bit messed up.
Ah, cock.
Which is usually the case. Yeah, that's not a bad start for an arm. I think it's better than the other one, if I can just get it pinned in. Just not sure what angle to go with. I'm also not sure how to attach the weapon. If I don't use the buzzsaw thing, the giant kill saw, I could attach the drill to the end of this. Probably. That'd be quite easy. Maybe even put extra drills on that.
More drills.
All the drills.
What this drill needs
is more drills. It's drills and pointy bits. I mean, it's about all it needs. Maybe. You will find while watching these converting videos, I go back and forth with ideas.
But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. There's some stuff I definitely want to play around with in 10th. Some because it's utterly bullshit, and some because it looks interesting.
Utter bullshittery.
Yeah. I want to try Lucius out. He looks like he's going to be useful.
Yeah.
Makes the squad fight first.
Oh, that is kind of useful.
But I also want to play around with Fabius. I think Fabius might be entertaining.
Yeah. Is he still very similar to how he played before?
Yes, but it's a permanent buff and it only applies to his unit.
Oh, you mentioned that before, I just forgot.
Yeah, +1 strength and toughness on a unit chosen. Strength 6 in close combat.
So you can't stack them onto possessed and stuff anymore?
No, you can't.
Oh, that was fun though.
Possessed do look like they're going to be good though. I just need to figure out a conversion for my possessed so they're not possessed looking.
Possessed that don't look possessed?
Yeah, there are Night Lords in it, you know what I mean?
That's an interesting one. Possessed that don't look possessed.
I'm probably gonna look into the...
I know what you do. It's Night Lords, yeah? You
Yeah.
mech 'em, you know, Noob, Cybot and Smoke for more combat. You make them look almost ghost-like actual shadows. You have smoke and fire effects coming off them, but paint them in a way so they look like they just emerge from shadow, and then count them as you're possessed. And the major highlight, proper big glowing eyes or face plates or something with skulls for faces.
Yeah.
Then you've got to send some possessed.
Yeah, so Wraiths could work for that.
Yes, they would actually. They work really well for that.
I might just go standard and use regular possessed models because they are decent models.
Yeah, I like the new models.
I was considering doing something with Loyalist Marines, like aggressors or something.
Mm.
So they're about the right size. I've got options.
I may as well just glue this part together. I'll have some of that glue handy.
One sec.
Because whatever I do with this, I'm probably going to want both parts of the drill. So. If you want to check out what Andy is doing, you can find him on Twitch right now, live streaming as he's building his tank. And if you run both of these together, side by side, and just mute one, we share audio, so you'll have the exact same audio as well.
Yep, you can hear both sides of the conversation.
And watch both desks. That was well too much glue. Where's the bit gone for the glue?
I don't know. That went ages ago. They never stay where they're meant to, do they? Ah, you son of a bitch.
Right, let's get that at least glued. Really? Whoever you are can fuck off.
There is an off to you for fucking.
I don't ever get phone calls. You know when they happen the most? Second I'm on live stream.
Yeah.
It's probably just some bellend pretending it's from Curry's.
Your internet is not working.
That was my favourite. They didn't even say anything. I answered the phone, right? And the first words out of their mouth is, "This is about your internet, okay?" It's like, what a way to start a conversation.
Have you finished right glue, mate?
Yeah. It's like, it's just about my internet. Okay.
Oh, right. No worries then.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It's just about my internet, is it? No company name or anything, or introduction. Just, this is about your internet. And then with an okay to try and lead you to like, alright then. That's funny.
Seems legit.
Yeah, proper legit.
I mean, It's a good thing you didn't use a company name because it wouldn't have fooled me if you used a company name like.
No. I had one that were like, this is whatever from Curry's, and I'm just like, I have no business with Curry's, so piss off.
Always someone from India or somewhere.
What's everyone's funniest scam call they've got? I think our Jen was telling us about her granddad, and it was dinner time, and he's got up, picked up the phone, and it was the accident and claims companies. Have you had an accident any time recently? And he's like, yeah, I picked up the phone to you, and they slammed the phone back down.
Nah. We're calling about your recent accident. Which one? I didn't know about an accident. Please tell me more.
I should just start trolling them on the live stream when they call. You know, when they say that, I get proper enthusiastic about it. Like, oh, finally, a callback. Lead them for ages in their own scam. Right, that's clean. At least I have that part sorted, whether or not I use it. I apologise if that gets boring on the live stream because I'm really, what's the word when it comes to converting?
Finicky.
Finicky, that's the one. I go back and forth with ideas till something sticks.
I'm on the inside edge.
I do like this whole shape here though. Saves me doing the work with the green stuff. Maybe I carve some of this out with the razor saw and apply this just as a start. And there's a bit clean up there to do. There's always some clean up to do that you haven't noticed.
Oh yeah, guaranteed, mate.
Oh, sorry about the camera angle, guys. My chat's bloody quiet today. How about yours?
There's no one there.
There's no one there.
So it's a bit like the grave, mate.
Peaceful.
Quiet.
And the coffin is a rockin', I don't come a knockin'. Wasn't necrophilia the word of the day, like last week?
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago.
Yes, it was.
All of our viewers are dead quiet today. Don't be scared to jump in the chat, guys. The more you jump in the chat, the better this gets. Because you give us something to talk about. As me and Andy have known each other 5 or 6 years,
Yeah,
we've pretty much talked all the bollocks.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking for stones in a rockery the other day. Just Googling how much that sort of stuff costs.
Mm-hmm.
And the most English advertisement I've ever seen for rocks, they're not even piled up. They basically look like they're in a field, right?
Because they probably were.
Because they probably were, and this guy, as a form of measurement, has used his Stella can at the side of him.
Ace.
And he's trying to charge £7 each and a tape measure up at the top, and I'm like, that is as British as it gets, isn't it? It's like, I'm trying to sell these. I can't really be bothered with the quality of photos, so I'll just put my Stella can here for reference.
These rocks are 2 cans of Stella wide.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, you haven't even dug these out the ground properly.
It's all part of the service.
Yeah, you got to go pick them up and dig them out yourself.
Yeah.
Bring the kids, make a day of it. £7 each though. Nah, I'm alright, I'll pass, mate.
I'm not that desperate for rocks.
Of course, there's another rock joke there that our Jed made straight away. He probably sells those too.
That's probably what he's advertising.
Oh, mate, in that case, that's £7 a bargain.
Discreet advertisation.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Advertisements. Advertisation, that's not even a fucking word, mate. I am, quite honestly, stupid.
You get no arguments here.
Fuck you. Oh, dude.
Well, it's better out than in. No, that's what someone said one time.
But it's not. Glue with my ears.
But you listen to country.
Yeah, fair one. Touche.
Down to one viewer. No one wants to say anything today. Which is a shame. When people start talking to us, that's when we make the best live streams. I've always got to clean something on this model, haven't I? I'm a bit of a perfectionist though. One of the things when it comes to converting is trying to figure out what it's going to look like once it's painted. Right. I have a drill here somewhere, or I did have. Right. I'm going to need to, I could use that plug actually.
Gonna start playing around on Crusader Kings again soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the one where you make the inbred family?
Yep.
Yeah, you were really enjoying that one.
I was, because it's messed up with days.
How many generations have you got through so far?
I'm not started it. I've been pottering around trying to make it.
Captain Machine says, "Are you mocking Kenny Rogers?"
No one mocks Kenny Rogers.
Who's texting me? Well, at least we have a comment. Thank you, Captain Machine, for joining in the party. Right, I do want that in there. Like this, okay. Yeah, I want it at that angle because I think that looks kind of messed up. How am I going to achieve this?
How you doing, Captain? You well? Right, fancy listening to a bit of Blue Oyster Cult over a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, the music situation's a bastard, really.
I fucking hate it, mate.
I got so much more work to do. The list of things, just writing it down would take me most of a bloody day.
I'll start off with the first thing on the list.
Write the list.
Yeah.
And then when you've got to the end of that, you can have a Ward cig and a coffee because Yeah, I'm definitely going to need some green stuff on that. I'm just going to template this in for now.
Yeah, it's not going to look much like a Killa can though.
It's not. It's still going to look cool though. Initially, when the new models came out for the orcs with the large squigs, I was contemplating just using the faces from the squigs or the legs. I do like the legs from the squigs for my kill cans. I always find the kill can ones look a bit crap and they're very hard to make biomechanical because of the shape. Captain Machine says he's doing good, he's just working.
Sucks to be working. Says the guys who are working.
Yeah, this is a real hard job.
Oh, that's the red team.
Right, let's get some super glue in that, I think.
Now, I never claimed it was difficult.
That's what technically it's some form of work. And the world's shittest super glue.
No, mate, it's not even super. No, I wouldn't even call it glue.
Yeah, it's more of a sticky water.
Yeah.
There's definitely some supplies I need to keep an eye out for, but the place where I used to get all the good super glue from, that pound shop, closed down.
Probably because it was selling too good glue and it wasn't making any profit.
I remember when I used to get 5 tubs of that super glue for like £1. Alright, let that set a minute and figure out how I'm going to put that. I'll probably just follow this exact design with the claws, build something into it, then green stuff over and around it, extra piping. I don't know whether to take that part out. Take out this hoof looking part, maybe, to leave the claws, but that's a lot of sanding there and a lot of work for myself. attach the drill into that is probably one of the easier ones. But then it looks a bit weird. You've got a really long arm piece and then just a little drill on the end. It looks more like an insect when you do that. I've got plenty of spiky bits and pipes as per usual because I collect all of them. I'll never let Andy throw away anything off a sprue. He tries.
I do.
I will simply salvage them out of the bin and be like, I'll use that.
I get really aggravated with it all.
We used to play bin Jenga, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
And whoever knocked the thing off the top of the bin had to empty the bin.
Yeah, that was the rule.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's a fair game.
It got entertaining when we started getting good at it.
Yeah. Monster cans stacked on there with like a sprue stacked on top. Yeah, I occasionally just break out into random tunes nowadays because there's no music and my brain wanders.
I've started taking over Dylan's Alexa when I'm doing my workouts.
Yeah, just send a playlist on it, mate.
I just let it grow. I just put rock music on because I don't need a playlist. I'm only on it for an hour or so.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of giving me something to listen to.
Yeah, I think me and Jenna have got like a library of 10,000 songs or something. And she only likes to play like half of them.
Or 3 of them.
Yeah, it's a really...
Not thousands, just 3.
Sometimes she gets stuck like that. I don't know what the issue is.
I think we all do. We all get into a groove where we just want to listen to a specific
Yeah, but
band
this
or
is a
specific
machine.
sound.
It's like, it makes no sense. Right.
But there's no real need for me to make a playlist. Like I say, I'm only at it for an hour. Although I have been nosing around on facepalm markets, and there's a lot of very cheap equipment out there. So
yeah.
I'll be doing once I've got my anniversary out of the way, which is next week.
I like how it's out of the way.
Yeah.
Just a pesky thing was getting it way.
Yeah. So once I've done that, dealt with that was...
And also Captain Machine says, I remember using sprue frames themselves to make orc terrain and making scrap counters for Gorka Morka.
Makes sense, mate. That sounds actually like it worked really well.
Yeah, it's a good use of sprue.
Yeah, you should do it again. We need to get some games again. We need to get some games.
Also, I use sprue as well, Captain Machine, when doing the inside of a large vehicle. Instead of, green stuffing it over or plastic card to support it, just cutting up loads of sprue, gluing it together, and just filling it in basically so it's nice and solid. There's nothing worse than doing a conversion and then parts of it just breaking off.
Oh, it's so annoying as that.
You never get the same look again.
No. I need to get myself a table set up at home. I'd like to start being able to play. Although, once a mutual friend of ours gets himself better, I'll be able to go around to his.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old Miles. He's not been well recently.
No?
No, his colitis has been playing up.
Oh, well, I hope it gets better.
Yeah, he was telling me the other day, it's like he'd been feeling so crap, and he bimbled into town for no real reason, and he accidentally bought Leviathan.
Just accidentally.
He goes, it just fell into my pocket. I'm like, yeah.
How big's your pocket?
I proper hate it when you go somewhere and you accidentally buy a load of really expensive kit. But yeah, the
That's like me when I go to a pub.
Yeah.
It's like, I only went for a pint, why am I broke?
Why is it Tuesday?
Yeah, 2 weeks later Tuesday.
So yeah, I do like the random missions though. The random missions are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do really mean that. Because you've got the choice of going random or fixed at the start of the game. Which is cool, because you can, if there's a specific army what you're up against, it's like, oh well, I'll go, this is what I need against this one.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's not, you can just go, I'm going to see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, the random missions are really an interesting flow to the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get more variety. The game doesn't fit. You know, you're not. It's guaranteed to not be two games running off the same mission. You never know what order it's going to come in, if specific missions are going to come in.
No, I like that. I always like a bit of randomness.
And one of the missions was basically table football.
Oh, that sounds random as hell.
Oh, mate.
I wasn't expecting it to be that random.
So that was the primary. That wasn't even part of a random mission. That was actually the actual main mission.
Yeah.
So you don't get any victory points for holding your objective, apart from maybe on the second. You have to push the whenever you control an objective, you can move it towards the opponent's half of the table.
Okay.
And you get victory points at the end of your turn, depending on how far it is into the opponent's table.
That's cool.
And then they do the same thing and move it backwards.
What the bloody hell's this?
There's
a little.
That's a snotling.
Yeah, there's a little snotling football for some reason.
My goblin team, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, the bits box, they all get mixed up all the time.
It doesn't matter. So yeah, that was really weird. Enjoyable, but weird.
Right.
But yeah, Thousand Suns do unpleasant things to your army.
Thousand Suns just do a lot of unpleasant things.
Mate, their ability to just turn your armour off straight off the bat.
Yeah, it's like I'm rocking up to battle. Oh, where's my armour gone? Like,
I'm gonna shoot at that unit. It'd be a shame if her armour didn't work. And you're like, oh shit, this is gonna suck.
kind of like the angle. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this now.
I prefer the Saxons.
I like this shape. That was quite quick, I'll give you that. I'll let you have that one. That wasn't too bad, actually.
Completely out of left field as well.
It was.
I'm too Saxon for my shirt.
Stop it now, that's going too far.
I've actually got a meme of that.
I thought you were going to say an actual cover song of that song.
It's probably
the internet. Yeah, it's probably already exists.
But yes, I do have a meme of I'm too Saxon.
Why does that not surprise me? That's definitely going to need some interesting green stuff work around here. So before I start that, I want to know what I'm doing with the top bit. For obvious reasons, because there'll be cables and green stuff and bits and pieces all over.
So Saxon, it hurts.
Somebody go onto Twitch and tell him to shut up.
Captain Machine has just logged in.
Oh man.
Probably a text message from him. Stop it.
Yeah. I'm just having a look through some more parts, see what I want to do. You can never have too many parts.
I think I beg to differ there, mate. Because you've got that many parts, you don't know what to do with them.
No, I do. I'm looking for specific sort of shapes, though. They just make my life easier, so I don't have to sculpt bloody things. My sculpting's not exactly great. It gets by.
Which way around does that go?
I'm actually making a whole army of kill cans, death dreads.
Now, let's see. It's a text message.
No, that doesn't look right.
Sing more!
Oh my god, no! Stop it! Don't encourage him. It's alright for you guys. You guys can just turn off the live stream. I just have. Oh, just don't encourage him. Alright, there's another arm there. So what I've ended up doing in the studio now is I have a whole set of drawers next to me, and I just put each project into each drawer. So hopefully I should get some of Warg Decay completely finished at some point. Like, even if it's just a unit of 6 kill cans, it's something.
It's a unit of 6 kill cans you didn't have.
Yeah. Well, I did have, which has never been finished, but yeah. Still contemplating whether or not I can take the bleeding off of this. I think I could take it off. And if I keep it thin enough down here, I'd actually be able to bend it around some of the green stuff work that I do, or submerge it in so it looks like it's flesh with sores coming out of it.
Oh, my phone's been performing again. I got some text messages last night from Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good to know that she needed me to pick her up at 2 o'clock.
Oh yeah, like 5 hours later.
Yeah, I got it at quarter to 12.
I hate it when that happens.
It happens all the time. It's becoming a joke. She's getting to a point where she can't text me. If there's anything important she needs to do, she's got to ring me now.
Yeah.
The text message won't
Have you
arrive
updated
until...
and reset your phone and all that?
Yeah, I did it the other day actually.
One of my other ideas, man, that I really wish I'd had to begin with this was what looked pretty cool to me was where is it? The fetid bloat drone cover over the top of the kill cans and then using some different types of legs. That actually looks really cool with the way the spikes come out the back of it. But then I'd need like the front piece for a fetid bloat drone, and they're quite expensive.
That's a Land Raider front.
Got his tiny strong hand.
Tiny strong hand. He needs to have a tiny strong hand. Well, at least one of them does.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Like,
take my strong hand, child. No, I know where it's been.
no, you don't know where it's been. That's what's scary.
Oh, no, it's not. When you think about it.
One of the problems I'd have with the arm being up like this and connected is when you're going to store it away in a box, you know it's going to break off.
That's why I would magnetise every model to the thing rather than put them in a figure case. It protects them better. Magnetise them down rather than figure cases, because in figure cases things tend to break.
I think I want to leave the eye as is or add another one from another kit. What's cool about this part is this groove here into the grill. So I'm wondering if I can add some more piping work and cables to make it look more alive. I need to figure out what I want to do with the back of that arm rather than just stick a bit of green stuff into it. Of course, once you've mixed up your green stuff, it starts to set. I might just try cutting one of these down anyway, just so I've got the part. Right, clippers. I think we've got a bunch of these anyway.
As I was saying earlier, Captain Machine, you weren't privy to this part of the conversation. Predators appear to be really good from my experience, especially the anti-infantry one. So your Death Guard might benefit greatly from using them. Definitely worth trying them out. I don't know why it's telling you to cut them bits off. No need.
What bits?
There's just a couple of little nodules on the kit where the standard Rhino's lights go. And it suggests that you cut them off for this version. And I'm like, why? The lights fit over them.
That's just making extra work.
Yeah, why? Seriously?
Thanks for the extra work, Games Workshop.
So I didn't take their advice and just did my own thing, and it worked fine.
Well, this will work, I think, with a bit of green stuff blending. Oop. Right, so if I put that part on,
11 and 12.
I think I can get that to blend in there pretty nicely. That works for me. Yeah, I'll start with this bit first.
Yeah. Sunday's game is going to be confusing as hell. I'm going to be mixing rolls up all over the place.
Probably. I don't know, it should be like Instinct because you've played Ninth a lot more. I can see why you'd think that you were. Captain Machine says, thanks for the advice. Gaz is proving to be a big bottleneck in my painting project.
Yeah, fair one. He's a big old beast of a model. Really nice model. I mean, I'm struggling with my demon prints. I really am struggling to paint him.
That's why you just moved on to other projects.
Yeah, until I can bother my arse to do it. And Harkon's been put on a back burner from being a massive letdown.
Yeah, you were kind of enjoying and you were looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah.
Like, plastic glue, please, mate.
Yeah. I was enjoying being able to use a Raptor Lord, and it's nice to be able to do it, but it's rubbish. It really is. The fact that it's undivided is really restrictive on a unit, what could really do with a mark. The undivided strap is the best strap we've got in Chaos.
Is it?
Yeah. Full rerolls to hit and wound.
Ooh.
When you're undivided. The other options you get are so good as well. So it's really restrictive, and it doesn't add any real benefit to the unit. It doesn't give them anything extra.
No.
You know what I mean? It gives them impact hits.
That's a shame. Because you were really enjoying the little project itself.
Yeah, it gives them impact hits, but that means you've got to actually be in combat and have actually charged.
Yeah.
Which isn't always a guarantee.
No, and that's a very specific thing to be doing.
I mean, I will say we did get a big scalp in my last game.
Hmm.
But they killed Magnus.
Ah.
Which was good. But I used him completely differently in that game. I did do things a little bit differently. But even then, like, it was this Power Fist dude who did it.
Yeah.
Troop 6s on hits and getting auto wounded sixes with Power Fist.
Auto wounding, yeah.
Yeah. 6s to hit, auto wound. Oh look, there's 3 of them.
Ouch.
Do me a Power Fist.
Auto wounded, doesn't it do like
2 damage each?
2 damage, yeah, 2 or 3.
Literally uppercut him. It was like, yeah, come here you. You big blue dude.
One of my favourite battles of all time was, can't remember what character my mate Eved was using, but he had a thunder hammer and he was character form, I can't remember what.
Darnus Lysander.
Possibly.
Darnus Lysander, sorry.
Because he was playing Space Marines.
He was an Imperial Fist player, wasn't he?
I can't remember, I think he switched it around
Right, okay.
now and again, but he was stood on a bit of terrain where I can barely get into any base-to-base contact with him with a horde of Storm Boys and other types of Orc, and he stood there the whole game with tanking it with his hammer, just smashing everything, and it made me want to make that as a diorama for a thingy, just a 3-level temple that gets like a pyramid, like, you know, a broken temple, you know what I mean? So it's like like the old terrain bits, and it gets smaller, so he's just stood on the small bit at the top, swinging a hammer, just maybe even hitting one of the Storm Boys in the gut so much that the backpack's exploding as the very top highlight as he's just batting off all these Orcs trying to climb up. It was a great game though. I just kept it wasn't even a point, like the point wasn't yeah, there was no sort of I really need to kill this thing. It was just getting to the point where it was so funny, sending all the Orcs up there and failing every dice roll every time and just having him batter the hell out of like think it was like 60 stone boys or something.
It just became a bit of a joke.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm just going to keep throwing everything at him and hope something kills him. But no, he was using the terrain very wisely and staying on the top of the thing where there wasn't much space to put anything in base-to-base contact. And I think I needed to kill him for a very for some
Like
particular
assassination or
reason.
something.
Yeah.
Worth a load of victory points.
Yep. And it just was not having it. Right, so we've got a bit of a sculpt on there now. I'm actually starting to like the way that's looking. We'll convert this into some kind of mutated arm to go with his mutated face.
But yeah, having Harkon kill Magnus was satisfying.
Oh, I bet it was.
But it weren't, like I say, it weren't even him did it. It was his mates. They could have done it without him. He just made it he just made it a little bit easier.
Right, just going to let that set a little bit. Obviously, if I'm going to start pushing green stuff into this gap, then I need it to be quite solid.
Like I say, the mortal wound thing is nice. I'm just thinking it's either be a lot cheaper or add more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How many points is he?
120.
120 points. And you didn't get much use out of him at all.
No, not really.
Yeah, I'd just ditch it then. Maybe by slicing off this part here, and not my camera, exactly where this groove is, I could quite easily just attach this with the with the ball joint missing. That would quite easily sculpt onto that. I'm not sure if I want to put the drill on or put this on, because once I put it on there, it's kind of a permanent feature. But I do remember wanting to put drills on all my kill cans for some reason, but I think that was something to do with the other rules.
Oh yeah, because he had a better AP.
That was it, yeah. But they've changed all the bloody rules again, so I'm just going to do me and try and make things look as cool as possible, and Games Workshop can just jog on with the rules, really. Yeah, this is a really old kill cam piece that's been painted at one point and then stripped. The problem I have is I always have to look at my models from every angle, so when I put them on the Lazy Susan and rotate them, they always look good. Feels a bit cumbersome for that part, but it might not when this is filled in with green stuff. So design process, design process, design process. This shoulder's going to have to come up and over the back here. I think I can find a better piece than that. Need some more inspiration, yeah? I'll be back to the bits box in a second. Well, one of the bits boxes. We have many, many bits boxes.
We do have many bits.
Many.
We have the bits.
It took me absolutely ages to just semi-organise them.
And took you less than half the time to disorganise them.
I'm just having a look at this bits box, guys. Let's see. Oh, there's some more Nid bits.
Look, sir, Nids. Does this look infected?
Well, I hope so. Part of the Death Guard. It better be infected. Oh, lovely. I was looking for these. Couldn't find them.
Oh, hive tyrant pods.
Yeah, for the just for the shoulder sockets, really. The shoulder sockets will actually fit into the kill cam.
Ah.
These are unspecific bits. So they're just a random mashup of all sorts. Ooh, I actually wanted some of those for the Circus of Excess. In you go. That's the wrong one. Circus of Excess. There we go. There's a bunch of Eldar bits in here as well.
What do them shields mean? Oh, just make a choice.
There's just lots of Eldar bits in here now for some reason. Filthy coneheads.
Why we have cone-shaped helmets? They are blooming filthy at the minute.
What's that?
Eldar. Craftworld Eldar are absolutely messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Strands of Fate ability, it's just the way it interacts with D-cannons is just absurd.
I think you were telling me about that.
Yeah.
That's all fancy stuff. What now?
This one, saying when this defender works.
Ah. Oh.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah. Brilliant bit of information there.
So thank you, computer. Everything's fine. Great.
You gotta love it when your computer tells you stuff like that.
So, I'll sleep better at night knowing now.
You missed the epic conclusion to our Hero Quest campaign. All 14 quests finished and only one hero died.
Oh man! Does that mean I'm going to have to put my hands in my pockets and buy some more swords and sorcery stuff?
Really, I'm curious as to how much you've spent on hobby stuff over the years, man.
Oh, I dread to think, mate. I really don't try and worry. I don't worry about it because it's terrifying.
It's terrifying, so just ignore the problem.
Yeah.
You are addicted to nerdy shit, man.
Yep. Keeps me out of trouble, though.
I suppose it does. This is some fancy parts, those weird wood elf looking things. I can never remember what they're called. You painted one. What are they called?
Oh.
The little tree elf people.
Oh, the dryad things.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't have to paint these as wood, so therefore you can cut them off and make them...
Fleamy.
Oh, you could cut them off and also make them extra tendrils, fingers and other bits. because they're quite spindly and pointy, which is easier than sculpting your own out of green stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I was. I'm gutted I missed. I currently. What's this? What we got? We've got.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Keeper32 says currently listening to this while building an orc model. Borg! Welcome to the chat. And Captain Machine says I've dropped over 250 on Hero Quest and counting.
Yeah, we've still got all your extended missions for Hero Quest, which is cool. I haven't bought any of it.
I used to have a copy of that.
I did when I was a kid. This is the relaunch one. So it's basically the same game.
Yeah.
Just with better models.
That's cool. Yeah, all my models kind of got converted. What a surprise.
Yeah. I am truly shocked.
I don't know, I just like making things up. Favourite part of the hobby was always just designing and building my own stuff. Obviously, that's easy to do when you can steal bits from other models and kits. I'm thinking these might actually come in handy. And then my scavenger eyes lean towards the bin that Andy threw the sprue in to make sure there is no sprue left. There's nothing left on the sprue. I bet he's left something on the sprue just to wind me up.
It is tempting.
Take that as a no then.
No, not this time. The weapon sprues are coming now.
Ah.
Yeah, I've only bought the core box set for Swords of Sorcery, but there's 3 or 4 new expansions what I do want to try out. Again, that's another job for after the anniversary. I'll start saving up for something like that.
I'm kind of liking how these work. I'm just visualising how I can paint it. If I just paint that like an extended part of the model, it won't even look like wood. I can now, hopefully I can get this on camera, I might even be able to embed that into this armour just enough so that I can keep the, I don't know about this long bit at the bottom. Seems a bit too excessive. So I'll cut that off, I think there, and then embed it behind that armour plate that I put on. Hopefully this bit doesn't get in the way too much though, and I'll actually cut it in a way so I can keep the other bit for later.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the macro cannon because it's very similar, I think. Yeah. See what I can build. Let's just see.
I want to put a blob of glue on the inside of that armour piece there, so what I want to do is make this really thin so when the glue melts it bonds really sturdy, because as I'm doing this, the spiky bit's going to be sticking out. You know I'm going to be catching it all the time on things as I'm converting. I'm actually getting a flow going on now. Who knows, maybe I'll get a model finished. Yeah, I got the Deathcopter done.
That was, first model in how many years?
A whole bunch. It's the problem with trying to be a perfectionist all the time. Nothing ever gets done. So, keeping 32. What orc model are you building currently?
And why orcs? Why not chaos?
Cause orcs. Orcs is its own reason. Orcs. Well, I'm guessing keeping 32 can tell that this is not no normal orc army.
Well, if he's got eyes, I should imagine he can, yeah.
Warg decay.
It's not really an apple warg, it's more of an ick.
Yeah.
Ick.
Ick! I'm kind of looking forward to getting my sculpting good so I can do my commando unit. Because they obviously are going to smell worse than any other orc ever because of all the decay. The only design I could come up with was put them in some kind of diving suit so the smell doesn't get out, and that's how they stay stealthy. Which makes them extremely unique as well. But the suit would be all inflated from all the gases, so they'd be big and round. Right. That. Just over there.
Okay, chaps, I need to go. See you later. See you later, Captain Machine. Have a good
Yeah,
day.
have a good one, mate. Random topic change. Me and Jen went feeding the squirrels again at park the other day.
No, they're not squirrels, they're children, and you need to stop it.
I'm glad I've only got one viewer at the moment. Because the next thing I was going to say is they're coming up really close now. I mean, really close, in fact. And there's been several times we've gone down there now, and they see us, and they just come bounding over.
It sounds like an ice cream.
Squirrels, not children. We were quite chuffed with that, actually. Like, they recognise
You're taking your own off there, mate.
Yeah. But you've set me up for this. Now I can't talk about me great day feeding squirrels. Fuck you. Hopefully I'll be able to get the ravens to start feeding soon. Because you can train those to go find your money and cigarettes. And I mean, that's pretty cool if you just sat in your garden and a raven you've trained comes by with a £20 note.
Or just a blank piece of paper.
Or just a cigarette. Well, they're intelligent enough to do it. I've heard of people doing it. At the moment, I'm just trying to get them close enough to the garden. And yesterday was the biggest success with that over the past year or so. But it means you have to put it with pigeons first. Can I get some of that glue?
If you want to get ravens and crows over, they really dislike owls.
Yeah, you told me about that. They don't like the pigeons much either at the moment, which is...
Makes sense.
Yeah, because the pigeons on the bird feeder eating it, and since we've moved it and the pigeons have been getting comfy, all the other birds see birds eating comfortably, so now they're getting territorial about it. So now the ravens are actually heading into the garden.
Scare off the pigeons.
Scare off the pigeons. That's the plan.
Well, we are bigger than pigeons.
Well, they're definitely winning a fight.
Well, pigeons are not meat eaters, whereas ravens are.
Just feed the raven the pigeons.
I reckon they've got the IQ of a 7-year-old.
Is that a pigeon or a raven? I'm guessing you're talking raven.
Yes.
Because pigeons don't know shit about shit, really.
No, they don't have the IQ.
They don't have anything, they just sort of bimble around, like pecking at stuff. Is that food? Right, and hopefully I kind of like the way that's going. So this part, I'll probably green stuff some extra armour in, maybe some eyes and cables in here. Yeah, those parts could be hella useful for this army actually. I do see some brilliant sculptors out there that can make those tiny parts, but nah, not me. I'm not quite at that level of skill with the green stuff just yet.
It is now.
It is now. I've not heard anyone say that in ages. Yeah, I think I'll start using more of those for bits and pieces. Right. So we've got a vague arm structure bit of face. It's starting to look something like a weird mutated kill cam. I'm going to have to add some more bits and pieces in here. I already added some detailing in there. Let's cut some bits out to make it look like the armour was a bit more broken. We'll see how good your singing is when we get the copyright strike. It's like, you'll recognise it. It's like, that's that song. Just trying to figure out exactly what to do to finish off this arm. One of the things I was thinking about this morning about the live stream is we could do shorter live streams for shorter videos. So you could do 2 hours of the first live stream, stop for a good break, fire up again in the afternoon for a completely different project and live stream, and that's also 2 videos on YouTube every day.
That's an interesting idea, actually.
Gives us a nice coffee break and a chill.
Yeah.
Also, time off from the live stream to recalculate my thoughts for a lot of it, and actually figure out what I'm doing. It makes it more watchable for people as well when they're watching it not live and the video is only 2 hours, because I don't think many people's going to watch a video that's like 5 hours long. That's a commitment.
I know I wouldn't.
No.
But then again, I wouldn't watch me for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm not going to avoid it.
I don't know, maybe we should try it at some point. It's not hard to do because we've already got the system set up. You just end the stream and fire up another one. I've got that proper stuck in my head now. One of the problems I have with green stuffing is figuring out where to end the green stuff without making it just a mess where my project stops. This definitely is going to need filling in with some green stuff and sculpting around, so bit of an head scratcher, that one. I've got a whole bunch more kill cans. This isn't even all of them, I don't think. 1, 2, 3,
I need to find some skeletons.
5. You need to find some skeletons.
Yeah.
In my kill cam box, I have.
You better not have nicked all my flayed bodies.
Nah, these were that deal I got off your mate from thingy. These do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a couple of them will be fine. Unless
I ain't using them for no mate.
Warcry has got any more of them. Give it a doot.
The what dudes?
The guys hanging.
Yeah.
I only want a couple of them.
I thought that was in one of these boxes down here, that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, organising the bits box is like its own project.
Yeah.
And then it's after that I'm trying to organise them into actual conversion boxes, so I can find what I'm looking for my conversion. So, oh yeah, there's another 2 of my kill cans in here. Maybe, where's the armour piece for the shoulder? What's that tune? Fuck off.
Yeah, I know.
Someone suggest another song that might get stuck in our heads.
Baby.
Or just hit up the comments with something. What the hell is that?
Baby shark.
Oh, mate. No, stop it. Right. I think.
You remember Frog Leap Studios?
I do remember Frog Leap.
Back in the days when we used to be able to listen to music.
Yes.
He actually did a metal version of Baby Shark.
Why does that not surprise me?
Because, yeah. He also did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
He's covered almost everything at this point.
It's ace, isn't he?
He's really talented as well. Like, if you watch his more recent videos, his whole studio now is not tiny at all. He's got like an entire little stage set up for the drums, and everything else is like. So he's doing really well for himself on YouTube.
Good on him.
Yeah.
He puts the work in, man.
But it's nice to see how he's expanded that.
Yeah. So he started in his own garage, didn't he?
Yep, that sounds familiar.
Well, yeah, but we've gone backwards.
Yeah, we went backwards, but that's because the economy went and screwed us all. Everyone put up their bills, and we just were like, hey, can't afford this now.
Yeah.
Although we did survive COVID for some bloody time.
We did.
Just everything else in life started being a pain. Right, let's clean that up a little bit. I'm working on the expansion anyway, mate. Gotta get the new shop set up.
I'll just keep on doing what I do, which is basically just keep you company while you do all the work.
Yeah, pretty much. It's all I need most of the time. It's just stop me going off into my own head. It's bloody dangerous in there, mate.
Get lost, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, put that back.
Now that definitely saves me some of the work. I'm not 100% sure whether or not I like that though. I don't think it looks good on a 360 either. I think it needs one of the round shoulder pads, if any. Just to complement the other round shapes. Or I could just fill them in with green stuff. But I'm not sure about the decorative side of things. Demon Prince bits. Old school.
It is the right way around. Why you no fit?
Sorry about the camera work there, guys. It's very hard to keep an eye on your camera and what you're doing at the same time. Because I'm not painting as well, I'm moving the model around a lot. Obviously that puts it out of focus. And right about now, I could kill a man for a cigarette. Maybe. Maybe that way. And then the pipe's coming around the other side. That could work. It would also be easy to push that into the green stuff to get it to work. Yeah, I think I might go with that. Although it's going to have a lot of very fragile bits sticking out of him.
Okay, I missed the 8.
I think I should start working more on the front of the face to get it finished. So I know what that final look will be.
Probably somewhat confused.
Well, Yeah, it's a kill cam with loads of little teeth coming out the front of it, so it is a bit confused. Right, so it's some form of part for armour plating. This will be a bit where I steal the old parts back that I was using from something else. I always end up doing that.
Right, okay. So that could get magnetised like that. Das ist gut. Don't want all of that.
Yeah. I swear I was looking for this earlier to wrap around something like this, which I think looks bloody cool. Yeah, I wanted to kind of make it look like it was holding onto the saw somehow. I've got a few of those actually. Although they look a little bit advanced for orky parts. But if I painted them as bone, they just look like some mutation, I'm guessing. Which I have painted them as bone before because they're off the Talus paint engine. I do kind of like the way that looks. I might do that for one of the arms. Maybe I'd end up doing it for one of my Mega Knobs. Don't know why that took me so long to figure out. Right, they're the only shoulder pads I currently have. Where's the other ones? More bits.
Well, I'm not dicking about like that. I didn't realise that each of the different weapons had a different plumbing back compartment.
Oh, what? So they're not like unified and just all fit.
Mhm.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
So, well, I've glued one of the back compartments on and it's staying on. Any more than that, it's just gonna annoy me.
That's a pretty cool shoulder pad. Might work quite well with this model. To be the wrong side, really. Damn it. That's a shame. Maybe I can flip it round. Ooh, hello.
Hello. What's all this?
Yeah, you know when you're just mucking around and then something just kind of falls almost into place.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, that, if cut down, right, would look like extra armour that's peeling away as well.
So I'm not going to actually make the last cannon just yet. Because don't need to. Yeah, for one last cannon, I'll just put a Land Raider in it?
Yep.
I'll have 3 shots, a full.
And you still go full ones.
I will, but I won't go late.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but wouldn't 8 technically be more of an achievement?
It would. But not an achievement.
I told you about that guy, didn't I? He was playing when I got you that T-shirt with all the ones.
Yeah,
they were telling me that story about how like they were playing a game and someone had to roll like 20 or 30 dice. They rolled and every single one landed on 1.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but that's astronomical odds.
Oh, maybe
that's
odds
absolutely insane.
Yeah. 6 times 6 to the power of however many dice that was.
30.
Yeah.
I think, if I remember the story correctly.
A lot.
Yeah. That way or this way?
Should have seen my rolling for attacks in on other weekend.
Yeah.
I'd chosen. I was like, okay, I've got each bloke's got 4 attacks, so I'd do them splits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And oh look, 12 attacks hit. Sorry, 16 attacks there. 22 hits.
Yeah.
The amount of 5+s I was rolling, it was unreal.
That's nice. Right. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get that to fit in there before I start cutting. It's another reason that takes me so long is I don't want to start cutting down a part unless I know I'm going to use it.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, because you end up with just cut up bits that are no good to you.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of those. But I'm starting to think that'll work. But
No, you're not.
bloody legs in the way.
You don't think.
Oh, the thinking bit. I have got my best thinking hat on.
Yeah, I suppose. Stand down and count as a hat.
Don't know. Don't let me get the top hat. That's my best cheeky hat. The amount of stuff I've got away with wearing that hat. And it's when you're blatantly just being a cheeky bastard.
You cheeky bastard.
I love it. There's something about just wearing the top hat and people just let you get away with shit.
Maybe it's just you. Maybe we just can't be arsed. But you know what? No. Dude's clearly pissed and he's wearing a top hat. Just leave him to it.
Maybe that's it.
He's not hurting, no. He's just being a dick. Leave him alone. He might go away.
I might do. Chances are slim.
Oh, now on season 2 of Breaking Bad.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm catching up with the rest of the world. Slowly.
Yeah. You know, from the show that came out
About 10 years ago when it first started.
yeah, something like that. Get in there. Oh, it can be. Oh, can it go in there without cutting that off? That'd be bloody useful. So whereabouts are you up to?
Season 2, about episode 7 or 8.
Yeah, so. Well.
Jesse's just found his new home. Just got his new home.
Oh, his new gaff.
With that black-haired chick.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's where. And we're sorting. But it looks like we're going to get together, which I'm assuming we do.
You know what? I haven't seen it in ages, and at the moment, me and Jen are watching Better Call Saul.
And there's one about Jesse as well.
Yeah, there's a little movie about him.
Yeah.
To round off his story.
So I'm going to catch that once I've done the other two. Once I've done Breaking Bad and Better
I mean,
Call
you
Saul.
can tell it must have been a good show to have that much spin-off.
Yeah. I mean, I like
get that to fit.
the guy who plays Saul anyway. He's brilliant in Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually a pretty good actor. I never really
He is.
thought about it. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out towards the end, but it's not going to be as good. You know what I mean? But what can you expect from the spin-off?
Well, it's about a different character, isn't it?
Yeah. It's got some of the characters from Breaking Bad in it, which is always nice.
Oh yeah, because like I say, it's kind of like he's in some of the episodes of Breaking Bad, I believe, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've not got to him yet. I'm guessing that's season 3 or 4.
I can't remember how many seasons are in that one.
Breaking Bad's 5.
Yeah, sorry if this what you're looking at is boring, guys. Before I cut and chop or sand anything, I need to see if I
That's
can get this to
life.
wedge in there.
That's what people say.
I would like to get these blades over the front to of their face there, so it looks like some kind of cage and the mouth bit's bursting out more. So, kind of enjoying this one, but at the moment, that positioning was a bit. I could take those prongs out. I don't think that's going to be a drama because I could always green stuff underneath. Out the way. And I'd probably get away with cutting these out as well. Maybe I get a nicer fit. Ow. Spiky bits, indeed, spiky.
I remember that one, when that was vaguely respected as a as a page. And
So do I actually. Whatever happened to it?
it went downhill.
Is it just clickbait now?
Basically, yeah. It is utterly crap. It's just trash.
I've not kept up to date with it, so
Yeah, I'm missing now.
yeah. It was really big at one point.
Mm.
Then again, we were big at one point.
Yeah, people listen to us.
We were on the first page of Google when you typed in 40k bases. That was an achievement. Monster of Valhalla. Oh, what a shot to drop on. This looks sick as fuck. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Achievement. A lot.
Ego boost achieved.
Don't be too nice to him.
Yeah, I go straight to my head.
Barely fit in the same room as him as it is.
Aye.
He has a second hat, one for his head and one for his ego.
I was just trying to get this to fit in now. I didn't mean my head. God damn it. I could just snap these legs off. They're getting in the way of what I actually want now. This leg's causing me trouble. I might just cut it off. That'd be a weird thing to hear from another room. Not knowing what's going on in here and just someone talking to themselves being like, oh, this leg's doing my head in, I'm just going to cut it off.
Stupid leg.
And Monster of Valhalla says, cha-ching, haha, welcome to the chat, mate. I don't think we've seen you around in here before.
No, it's a new one on me.
Yeah, Andy is streaming on Twitch, but at the moment he is just building, what tank are you building? The Predator?
Yeah, the Heresy Predator, because it's a better model than the 40k one. Unlike the Vindicator, which is the other way around.
Yeah, and when it comes to live stream, we currently live stream, well, we're supposed to, Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, we try to, but we are a little bit erratic at the minute because of real life stuff.
Monster of Valhalla says, can you give me a quick rundown of what you're working on, please, to catch up to speed? That is no problem at all, mate. Alright, I was inspired a long time ago by a piece of art. I can't remember who it was by now. The only image Games Workshop ever released of a Nurgle-based orc. And I've been working on a project of that for years, mucking around with bits. And at the moment, I've got a hell of a lot of kill cans to start working through. So we just started with the basic kill can body. Sliced through here and took out loads of the middle bits. We built the teeth separately. Went over with green stuff afterwards. The arms only just been getting done today. It used to have some other back plating in here. Basically, it is a Nurgle themed orc army, for lack of a better term, really. And it is, I call it just Warg Decay because it's easy to remember.
As for myself, my default setting is playing around with my Night Lords. Currently building a Predator because I experienced, I played 10th edition tournament the other day and Predators are really good in it. And I've always liked tanks anyway, so.
Tanks are fun. Vehicles are always fun because they're quicker and easier, or they're supposed to be.
And I'm currently painting a Demon Prince when I get around to it as well, but I'm kind of struggling with motivation on that one.
Yeah. There's always loads of other side projects on. Monster of Valhalla says he's from Australia, so catching the live streams aren't easy at times. I can imagine so, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what time it'd be there currently.
Probably be about 2 o'clock in the evening, wouldn't it? 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Jesus. I forgot about that. Is a big time difference, isn't it?
Yeah, catching live streams out in Oz. That's
catching anything out in Oz, man. I think you guys pay a fortune for like shipping for like parts you want.
It's outrageous what the prices of things for delivery to Australia is.
I mean, you'd think Games Workshop would have a proper setup over in Australia to deal with that demand because they get screwed for pricing constantly.
Well, yeah, they've got they've done the same in America. We've got a factory in America. Why can't we do it in Australia?
It's 11:30 p.m.
11:30.
That's actually not too bad because we start streaming from about
usually
12 midday, and we've been going
so,
for a couple of hours.
So yeah, we in your time we'd be starting around about 9:30.
Which is evening time, really.
Yeah.
And as we, what we're trying to do here is get everybody to sort of jump in on the chat, get the paints and brushes and the models out, and basically just chat shit, mate.
Yeah, chat shit and
enjoy doing our projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a lot nicer when we have someone to talk to in the chat.
Yeah, it is.
We don't feel so obliged to be entertaining. We can just respond to ideas.
Yeah.
Ideas and thoughts, and just share progress. It does. We do have a rabbit hole sort of chat style, though. We can go on a tangent about something completely different in no time.
Oh yeah.
We'll go from 40k to I don't know, anything. I mean, early on I was on about feeding the squirrels.
That's what he says.
Shut up, Andy. I wasn't feeding the children. They can starve for all I care. I definitely want to put that over there. It's just getting it to fit. Because I think those extra blades really complement the teeth. Monster Valhalla says Games Workshop is really not the hobby to be into here in Oz. Leviathan cost us around $400. Jesus Christ! Wait, the exchange rate from when I remember.
Hello.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, speaking. All right.
Glad to be here. I've been before, but never spoken up too much. Well, it's nice to have you back, mate. I definitely want that piece in. I just don't know how much of this I want to cut off.
Right, I will.
I think I'm gonna have to razor saw that
in, so,
down here.
I'll try and I'll ring Sarah and let speak to her. Oh, right, no worries. No worries. I'll try and get hold of her for you. Thank you. Bye. Dylan's numpty. Picked up the wrong bag.
Make a green stuff tentacle coming out from behind the spiked armor you're looking at. It work twofold, give you the base to fix the armor and look cool. In fact, yeah, I am planning on doing more tentacles. So this spike bit here is from those weird wood elf fantasy creatures that Games Workshop do, but if it's painted the right way, it won't look like wood. I can make it look like bone or some other Nurgle nonsense. Yeah, I actually have some examples of doing random tentacles and piping, although this is quite an embarrassing old model. You can tell by the off-course staining on the top of it where it's been sat in a cupboard for ages. I also have some Death Dreads in this design as well, and a Gorkanaut in the same design, which is one of my favourite projects. I need to get back on with that one. People were just kept asking to see it as well. Right. That should fit.
Hello. Are you asleep here? Right. When Dylan gets in, tell him he needs to go back to school. He's picked up Bobby Cullen's bag. Bobby Cullen's bag, and he needs to go back to the reception, pick up his own bag, and swap it for the one he's picked up.
Yeah, it kind of fits now.
Hello, mate. Yeah, just had a phone call from school. You picked up someone else's bag instead of your own. No, you have. I've just been speaking to him. Dylan, just do it, mate.
Yeah, that's true,
Dylan,
mate.
just go back and
Valhalla.
sort it out with him. Of course, mate, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Go sort it, okay? Yeah, well, take it with you. Because the teacher rang me
a bit more for
and
you,
said that you've
so I
got
can just
his
get a nice
bag and he's got
tight
yours.
fit.
Alright.
I love to work with
Bye.
green stuff as well, mate. In fact, we've got a bunch of tutorials on here. I'm looking around with green stuff. I am not the best sculptor though. I'd love to get good enough to just sculpt my own bits and pieces, like an actual sculpt. What else have we got with big green stuff in? We've got
kids.
got an ogring clown. That's something I'm working on. And then more nurgly ogrins. Who's also going in that same army when he's finished. But yeah, I'm definitely no master of green stuff. I can just about get by, and then I go on Instagram and watch all these other guys who are able to do like
Literal
changes in the
sculpting.
power fists, and they've got like, you know, all the little nuts and bolts in them and stuff, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Like with anything, I guess it just takes practice. I want this as flush to that as possible. This will have green stuff coming down it, so maybe I can carve out some of this. Master of Val. Monsters of Valhalla says, yeah, I'm a wolf sculptor instead of the same name if you're interested. I will have a look at that actually, mate. Or send us some form of notification on Instagram and I will respond to that. I'll be able to find you.
Has he taken his bag with him?
As I tend not to go on Instagram when I'm on the live
Has he taken his
stream.
bag with him though? Good. I'm just making sure, because you know what he's like.
Yeah, feel free to send us stuff on Instagram.
I told him to do something and, you know, we argued about it. But basically what happened is teacher rang me, told me that he picked up someone else's bag and they've got his. And he's like, no, I picked up my own, it's got all my own stuff in it. Well, how would they know to ring you? No worries. That's all, just making sure what they were doing. But I'd actually asked what I'd told him, you know, for a change.
Oh, there really is.
So anyway, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, there really is some amazing artists out there. They make you look at your own work and think, I thought that was good until I saw someone else's work.
Yeah, and then you're like, I feel sad now.
Yeah. Just get determined to do better, I suppose. It's not really about being the best of the best, it's about enjoying your project, I suppose.
And doing as well as you can.
Yeah, unless you're in Golden Demon, and then you want to be doing the best. Right.
Yeah,
That
then you just say
almost
what Dave
fits
Soper's not in the room.
I had to start sorting my painting out actually, just to do some Golden Demon for next year. I will get this to fit.
I might enter next year.
You should do, mate.
If we can get an airbrush to work.
Working airbrush, come on now, mate.
I know, mate, we are asking for a miracle on that one. I'm going to need it for this, to be honest. I don't want to paint this by hand. I'll not be annoyed at all.
Oh, painting vehicles by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit annoying.
I'm bad enough with that blooming thingy.
You did an alright job on that though. Right, I'm definitely putting that in there now, it's decided. It's just how I'm going to get it to fit around this part. You know when they say when you were building something like...
Measure twice.
Yeah,
twice,
measure
cut
twice,
once.
cut once. So like this is why you always see me mucking around, moving things around, because I can see what I want at the front, doesn't mean at the back and everywhere else it's going to look right from that angle. Some of the most important things about converting and sculpting anything is sort of visualising it in 3D.
Yeah, remembering it's a 3D piece.
Yep. As a fact, on any game where you create maps, that's also a fundamental thing to remember. You know, like the old Far Cry map creator. You would need to think about campers and everything else, so I'd always spend ages, I'd build something, then I'd run to each bit of the map being like,
Does it look
what
right?
can see what from here, and how even is it, and does it look right from all these angles?
So you've got a couple of sniper lanes, but not all the way through.
Now, so it can't just be sniper heavy. There's always a way for a shotgunner to sneak around. There's, you know what I mean? You try and balance it out as best as possible.
Plenty of exploding stuff for the demolitions fans.
Oh, hell yeah. I once built all of Megaton, and I actually made it so the bomb in the middle of the Far Cry map actually exploded. It exploded really in a massive scale as well, because I buried the other explosives under the ground at certain distances apart. So when you shot the thing in the middle or got it to go off, it blew up everything like a nuke. I think that map got like 20,000 downloads, which wasn't bad.
No, it's not bad at all, that, mate.
Thank you, Monster of Valhalla. I will check that at some point soon. Yeah, we actually enjoy people sending us work and vice versa, especially when we're live streaming. It gives us something else to talk about and look at. But I'm not very good with Instagram. I don't even know how to make a reel or anything on there. I just
You know it better than I do, mate.
Mate, I don't. I just upload photos and hope for the best. Me and Andy, we really need like a tech bitch.
Somebody, basically a kid. You know what I mean? Somebody in their early 20s who can just do all the tech and social media bits, because we don't know how to do it.
Right, I'm wondering if I can warp that with like heating it up and then bending it around a little bit. Let's get the rest of this off. We really do, mate. I am absolutely rubbish with social media. But to get someone to do that, you tend to have to pay them. And with that, you need money.
What's this?
It's money thing. Money? Is that how it's pronounced?
What does that look like?
And Monster of Valhalla, yeah, I'm lucky I could post a pic on it. I might stop to have a look. I mean, we've only been doing live streams for a while, so we're still trying to figure our way out here. You know, like what we're doing, because it used to be just tutorials and White Dwarf videos, and that was about it, I think.
Yeah, pretty much that sort of stuff. Occasional just us waffling shit video.
The actual original Banter and Bushes, I would have said they had a point to them, but
They didn't.
they didn't. It was just us waffling. I'm going to try and warp this around on itself. Okay. I'm going to try and put a groove or something in here. I've got a Dremel somewhere. I just need to make it soft enough there to twist it. I'll find somewhere to twist it around. Nope. That extra beam in there is going to make it really solid. Not sure what tool to use for this. And this thing keeps stabbing me in the finger. I know it's not no Dark Eldar model, but still, I guess a little bit irritating after a while.
I'm sorry. I'll just sing to you my.
Sing me the song of your people, Andy.
Blood for the blood god. La, la, la.
Sounds about right. It's one of those things I obviously don't want to break the damn thing either. Aha! Master of Valhalla says, I've watched your tutorials for a long time, my friend. And then throws up the horns. Right, I may need to dig out the Dremel to get this done correctly.
May have even caught one of mine, although by accident.
So another thing, the noise distorts the live stream as well. So guess how I'm gonna do it, Andy. It's back to the old sanding. Oh wait, this is 150 grade. That's going to take me forever.
At least it'll be smooth.
As smooth as eggs.
Smooth without a hand job or a silk glove.
Yeah, I can see that going slightly. I don't want it to go too much though.
Oh,
You see the white line appearing. And the two spikes on it are in the worst position as well when it comes to twisting this around itself. Come on.
Launcher, so it will.
What's Andy?
Just saying, my tank can have a Havoc launcher, so it will.
Just because it can.
Yeah. 0 points.
0. Oh, you may as well then.
Best of it is because it's an anti-infantry platform vehicle, and the Havoc launcher is basically an anti-infantry weapon. It's utterly useless versus anything other than light infantry. So even if I am engaging heavy tanks with it, I'll still fire out light infantry and get the AP1.
Okay. Also, I think I was trying to work out all that maths. I hope I haven't cut that too far.
Probably have.
Even if I have, I can green stuff some bits over it.
Ooh, that's a cool helmet.
It's a what?
Cool helmet.
I completely misheard you and said that's a that's a colour lump, and I'm like, what?
Bit like an Oompa Loompa, but instead of having orange skin.
Someone made the point on the internet the other day, just like the Oompa Loompas after a kid has just died, like proper having a good old sing along. There's something wrong with them.
They're evil, man.
That's why you should never trust anyone with a fake tan either. Probably also evil.
Yeah.
I bet they're the type to sing when children die. Still can't get that to bend right. You have a job.
I am, yes.
Right, I'm just going to use the Dremel for this because it's killing my fingers, guys. I will be right back. Yeah, it's absolutely killing my fingers. And of course, it doesn't have a bloody part to it at the moment. Because why would it? Actually, that's not as loud as I remember it being.
No, I remembered it being like proper deafening. All these despairs.
There's no such thing as spare parts. There's parts we haven't used yet.
Well, yeah.
I apologise about the noise, guys.
It doesn't.
Hopefully this won't take me too long. There we go. I don't want it to snap though.
Don't snap it then.
Yeah, but I'm still bending it. It's going to
Heat.
I probably missed that comment from Monsters of Valhalla. All good, for some reason I'm used to it. Aha, so I'm not sure when that came in, so I'm not sure what the reference is there. I need to figure out how to get the notifications on this so it makes a noise when someone puts a comment on so I can look up. So who else is actually watching? Don't be afraid to jump in the chat just because you're talking to Master of Valhalla. You're all welcome to join in the chat and talk bollocks. It is your human right to talk bollocks.
And we'll even read it. You got something to say, guys?
About the sound of the Dremel. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that was a lot quieter than I remember it being. Okay, so I don't want to snap the damn thing, so I'll put it over. There we go. Slowly. As we all know, it starts to turn white when it stretches. Kind of stays in that formation, getting there. Slowly easing it a little bit at a time because I'd be really irritated if it snapped now.
Yeah, you got to ease it in.
Yeah. I don't know if it will ever grow up, mate.
Growing up's for old people.
It is nice to know, no matter, like, Jen was concerned about us swearing and being arses on the live stream, and apparently people just don't seem to care as much as we thought when making tutorials. But when we go back to making tutorials, we will make them
12A.
12A, yeah. Because, you know, we're trying to pass on information. The more people the information can reach, the better.
For everybody.
Whereas the live streams, basically just for a laugh, and we got very tired of making tutorials for a while. It's a lot of work. I don't think, unless you've done it yourself, you have no idea how much work it actually is.
It's soul crushing. I'm going to turn this off.
You ain't got no soul. Alright, that almost bends the way I want it to. We're trying to get this bit on for like, what, half an hour now. But I love how it complements the teeth at the bottom. And it hooks just under that lens. Right, so I just take a little bit more off here, and that should bend round and fit in. So I'm going to take that piece off with the snips. Cleaning up a little bit with the hobby knife. And then a little bit of sandpaper. You may think you've got it all, but the second you put a paintbrush to it, you realise you haven't. Monster of Valhalla says, I don't envy the time schedule of YouTubers. No, it's terrible. Me and Andy were trying to put out one video a week between two of us. No, it was 2 videos a week at one point, wasn't it? And that means we only had a week to paint a model really well to a point where someone would actually want to watch the tutorial, and then do all the editing while also simultaneously doing next week's tutorial. It piles up real quick. It wouldn't be so bad. I'd be much more happy making tutorials again if we could afford an editor. If we could afford an editor, we'd just pile videos out for you guys. And the videos are coming back again at some point. We got a massive job of list, what I have. Massive list of jobs, sorry guys. Proper brain fart. Speaking backwards like Yoda.
Muppet you are.
So are you, Yoda. So are you. Long lost cousin of the Muppets. Finally. That's looking alright to me. Sorry about the focus there, guys. I've zoomed my camera in recently, so I'm not quite sure where the positioning is. That starting to look like his arm is breaking open. And that just needs bonding in there. Sweet. Can I have some glue, Andy? Judging by how long that takes, well, you can see how long that took. Almost half an hour or more. You can see why my arm is not complete. Plus, I always took things apart because I'd learned to do things better, and then I wouldn't be satisfied with them. Right, that is starting to look okay. Give that a second to a set. No, that's the best interview of all time ever, hands down.
What the?
Also, how? Let me borrow that a sec.
I think the internet needs to see that.
Andy watches, like, see, Andy's got a lot of random stuff. How has he managed this? Like, yeah, good luck with that, mate. Right. Actually, while I'm letting this set, I'm going to have a look on Instagram, if the live stream doesn't mind, and see... is it Monster of Valhalla shared some stuff, so let's have a look. And Monster of Valhalla says the same. It's the same for me. It's why the wolves aren't finished yet either. Yeah, I completely get that. And also, when you think you're ready to paint one, you start finding imperfections before you start. I don't know why the tune from Indiana Jones just suddenly stuck in my head. Yeah, I'm just going to let that set a bit more before I start mucking around with it. Boom. There we go. And a bunch of other people just started following us as well. That's nice. These are decent.
Nosy, let's have a look.
Yeah, these are good, man. Those, yeah, the conversions you're doing, they're spot on.
Yeah, that fur looks lovely.
Yeah, wolves are one of the only Space Marine chapters we like in the studio. The wolves, Templars. We're not a massive fan of loyalists, but anyone, you can just tell by looking at the Space Wolf models, they are just bloody good models that look interesting. And what's not to like about Space Vikings?
Yeah. Vikings in space! Yeah, it's got some cool stuff there, dude.
Yeah, I see a lot of Space Marine. Oh, it's a 3D printed head for that. I like that helmet. That's cool. You see that one? Sorry everybody else who's there who's on her thingy. We are now currently looking at other work on Instagram by Monsters of Valhalla, and I'm liking this conversion work. Have you seen that 3D printed helmet on that?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks... Where did you get that one from? Just get a friend to print it. Yeah, I really like that. With the hood and everything. No, that's decent. That's a cool idea as well. I've always been a bit of a fan of the wolves just because they look different.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but I like things that look different.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, who'd have figured that one out? Right, this arm all to start working on the back now. I think I want a whole bunch of off-centered piping coming out this way, although I haven't figured out what I want to do with this arm yet. Right, that's on at least, that's something. The extra armor plating. It also now gives me, if I want to, I can bury green stuff in here. Sorry, I knocked the camera. From here, I can blend the two pieces together. So one of the problems I constantly keep having with this style is the biomechanical. I can definitely work into there now and make that look more like it's being pulled up and apart. And Monster of Valhalla says, all printed by me at home, those hooded guys are my hounds of Markia. I think that's an I. Malkai, sorry. And also think I got the head of Cult 3D,
yeah.
I think that's a typo where it's put the 3 instead of the E. I do that quite often. I actually really like those heads with the hoods on them. I would have used them for like scouts.
Yeah.
Like initially that's what I thought they would have been, like your Space Marine scouts, because that would have looked pretty cool. Or an alternate version would be cool. Right, where am I going with this? This should be dry enough for me to work. Nope, it's not stuck enough at all. Maybe a bit of green stuff under that to help bond it would be better. Well, guess I'm working in the armpit then. Do I want this leg or not? What do you guys reckon? Do I even want him to have legs at all? Doesn't have to. Decisions. Oh, they are both free STL files. That's nice.
There's a lot of good stuff available on Cult for free.
Yeah. I think it's time to get a little bit of green stuff in done.
Time to night lordify this tank. Find some body parts.
Or collect your own.
I tried that, but please keep trying to tell me to stop.
Yeah, well, just tell them you're trying to make a jigsaw in the morgue. That's my excuse anyway, it had nothing to do with necrophilia. Trying to make a jigsaw, mate.
Just because I had my pants down?
Yeah, they just fell down like that. Just as you walked in. I was watching a video on that the other day, and no, literally this dude, and like there's a photo of him for this job interview. He's got all his face tattoos and his eyes tattooed and everything, and it's like And no one thought when he applied for the job at a morgue he might be into some messed up shit, and apparently he was selling body parts. And it's like, I mean, he was pretty obvious, really.
He wasn't trying to hide it.
No.
Useful. That's part of anger on what I didn't use.
Nice. Just night loading that up now.
Yeah. Well, it was a night load vehicle without people being attached to it.
That one with the blue box, mate, is the vehicle parts. There's some fantasy parts in that one. That one's a mismatch of all sorts. Bits I just never got around to putting away. Right, let's start with the basic filling in this gap so it holds properly before anything else.
That actually works really well. Getting dragged along.
It does actually, yeah. Actually got around to playing some Fallout last night.
Was that boring?
It was pretty boring. It seems a bit at the moment. I got a whole new season, 2 new
They're
events.
advertising the shit out of it on internet.
Yeah, that's why it's busy on there, but really, 2 new events hasn't changed much, and scoreboard, well,
Woo.
scoreboard ain't much. I'll ask them finish it in the first few weeks of it being out. Anyone else out there playing Fallout 76? Or is like... Actually, what else is everyone playing? It's a good conversation starter. Andy plays some weird PC games.
I do. I'm proud of that.
Yes. I could tell by the way you said it. Right. Let's make sure this is filled in so it can't fall off. Hopefully that's the plan. Definitely going to swell that underarm up and probably divide it into 2 sections so there's spacing for cables to go up into the armpit. 1, because it fills in that gap, and 2, having cables go up into an armpit seems kind of painful and awkward and weird, so it adds to the model.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like having a cable going into my armpit.
I mean, most people don't like anything going into their armpit.
Some people are into that sort of thing.
I'd use Rule 34, the armpit thing.
No, I don't need to rule 34 it, mate. I've seen it.
Monster of Valhalla says it's either hobby or sim race. Not sure what sim race is. You'll have to elaborate further, mate. When I said that, I reminded myself of Devo. Yeah, mate.
Don't check out Devo.
Don't check out Devo.
Devo's a legend.
And he should never have lost his job. I think that's bullshit.
No, that is utter bullshit, mate.
It's absolute bullshit, mate. It's like, what, I did something on the internet years ago and now I'm being punished for it. Like,
and it was a parody anyway.
yeah. Watching a Countdown Killer video the other day. Study shows that free speech benefits the poor the most. Who would have thought that?
That sounds about right. Because that allows us to tell people to fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much. I will be surprised with our language though if this video stays monetized at all.
Well, not that bad.
I suppose not. This can't be the most interesting part of the video, but I want some actual structural support for this, for obvious reasons. You spend a lot of time building models, you don't want them falling apart.
I do like that axe.
Which axe?
The one from the Blood of Contagion.
Oh, it is a really cool axe. It's the 3 wheels like grinding towards each other.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to build my some of my AUK vehicles, the land speeder conversions. And because I actually have time now to do conversions on the live stream, I might actually get some of this stuff built. That'd be amazing. Monster Valhalla says sim racing is online competitive racing games like iRacing and Assetto Corsa. I've never actually heard of those.
I guess it like FMGP and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. When it came to racing, I was always a fan of like Wipeout and other games like that.
They had a good soundtrack.
It did. It was also fun to play with your mates and try and obviously wipe them out. But these sound like they are like proper racing
sims, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a different one.
Yeah.
It's a varied set of hobbies.
Yeah, it's no more weird than Crusader Kings, where you get to mess around with bloodlines.
Yes, which is something Andy's definitely into. Making weird incest babies on that game.
And it even happens on its own. I don't have to intervene for that either, which makes it even odd. Not more odd. I don't want incest babies. Oh, I've got one. Great.
Oh no, incest baby.
There it was, incest baby.
And you have to keep skipping time back as well for like how many decades just to fix your problems on there.
Yeah, it's like, oh, business balls up. Great, that's 30 years gone.
So basically what Andy's doing on this game is setting things in motion and then seeing how they play out years and years down the line. So it's set in, what was it set in, Andy? I can't remember.
Dark Age.
Age.
Yeah, Dark Ages. It's Dark Age, Europe, Africa and Asia.
And things get a bit weird with the royal families.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that's getting yoinked.
What's that? Which bit? Yeah, there's that hanging dude as well.
Probably too big.
There's some definite parts on this one that I was claiming as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, these big jaw bits.
Have you got the snips?
I've got the snips and big jaw bits on mine. Me and Andy just arguing over who gets what spare parts.
Yeah.
We have boxes and boxes of them as well though. But some are just hard to get hold of.
Oh yeah, that hanging body's great. I like that.
Yeah, you claimed that one ages ago. I'm not so much into using the hanging bodies, but the ogres, the weird snow ogres or mammoths, they have a lot of really cool parts that lend to the mutated Nurgle models. Anything that saves me doing the sculpting really. It's just easier.
You have a body? Well, I think it might be. I think that's his head.
There's some tongues on hooks on there as well.
Cool.
I was thinking of using one of the tongues for the bottom of this and having the tongue come out, but then it looks a bit cartoony rather than, monstery.
There is actually a chicken on here.
A chicken?
Yeah. An actual, prepared chicken.
Oh. Why not?
It's just really random.
Right. I already can tell this bit of green stuff's got one of those bits in it.
The hard bit.
The hard bit, so you do all your sculpting and then this little bugger decides to poke through.
It goes, hey
Right as you finished as well, every time.
Proper sings at you as well, why is that it?
Yeah. Racers can range from 15-minute sprints on scanned tracks right up to 24-hour races at the
Nürburgring.
Yeah. That's got to be Germany, right?
Yep.
Yep. their tracks from all over the world is about as real as you get without actually getting in the car.
Cool.
That's cool.
24-hour racer will get boring for me anyway.
Yeah.
I know it's an endurance race, it's an endurance challenge,
Yeah.
which makes it a different kind of thing. But it does sound interesting. But yeah, 24-hour races, wow. That's like
Need for Speed, that was the racing game.
Needless Speed!
Needless Speed. Need for Speed was a good one. I used to have the whole setup as well with gear stick, brakes and steering wheel.
Which you never use because you're illiterate. What about being able to read and write is relevant?
What? I have no idea what that was about.
I just waffling, don't I? Just
Alright.
ignore me, mate.
Alright, another little bit of plastic there. I get our stuff off eBay. See, we get this massive piece of green stuff. It's cheap, but you always end up with the when
you
two
have to-
parts meet, you always end up with a bit of crap in it.
Yeah, you have to sort that out.
Yeah, you have to keep squashing it down until you find them all. They're always hidden in there somewhere. 24-hour events are enduro races and usually with a team of up to 6 to 8.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I race with a team from the UK from these events. Oh, I race with a team from the UK for these events. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the internet, though, isn't it? That's one of the cool things about it. You make friends with people you're never even going to meet.
That is true.
And then I made friends with a guy. Turned out he lived in the same village, 2 streets away. On the internet.
You're just the exception to the rule, really, aren't you?
Bizarre. Got talking to somebody in Star Wars.
Actually, he was just stalking you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, still finding bits of that yellow stuff in there. Get out of it.
That was so weird.
Right. That's almost got enough stuff to fill it in. So now it's time to start planning out what's getting filled in and what shapes we are going to make coming out of that. Right, armpit work it is. Oh, imagine how bad a Nurgle armpit smells.
Yoink.
Right.
Nurgle pits.
Definitely want to bulk up this bit of muscle. I'm going to bring that down a bit. Bring that down a bit more so it tucks behind here. And then we
Those more of
can...
these spikes.
Which ones, mate?
The ones from vehicles.
Oh, I don't think I've got any of those.
That's what we have. Because there's only one in my Chaos parts.
Yeah,
That indicates that's the only one we have.
I would assume so. When I'm having a look around at parts in the next few days, I'll keep this in mind. I say next few days.
Tomorrow.
Or, you know, if I ever get around to doing it.
So tomorrow then.
You hope so. What, me actually looking for parts?
What about whilst you're on stream?
Ah,
Not in advance.
yeah, that's more likely. I'll get the stream going and then go find parts. Monsters of Valhalla says, but have been a hobbyer way longer. This stuff is my true love. And for some reason, I'm such an orc player, I read that because it says way with multiple letters. I just read it as warg longer. model in a pot. You have to give me a second, guys. Model in a pot boil from the armpit and ooze down onto the... Ah, right, I'm with you. I've never been able to do the liquid look with green stuff, and I never have any liquid green stuff to help with that. Alright, so...
I like that, you know, when you get the ghost strings.
The ghost string. I've seen a lot of those recently because everyone's doing nids.
Yeah, they look great, I just don't know how to do it.
This is the flatheads sculpting tool, by the way, made of silicone. I think it's an actual substance that you just purchase nowadays.
Wouldn't surprise me. It's so easy to do these things with chemistry.
Good old bit of chemistry.
We need to get some melamine.
Melamine. Oh, yeah. I could use a piece of that just for sculpting on. Looks a little bit too curved still, but we're only just getting started. So, yeah, we need more bulk there. Bring it back around here. So, Uhu glue.
Yoo-hoo glue.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yoo-hoo.
Apparently. I don't know when he said that I thought of the prick stick version. Like that's gonna work. That would never stick anything to anything. So I'm guessing if talking about one of the other versions.
Are you using the thingy glue?
Oh, which glue?
Poly.
That's brilliant. I just used it to prop up the model as well.
Yeah.
Are you using this? I was. That's all I'll do. Yeah, my camera's set at a bit of a weird angle. Right, so I now want my green stuff going from in here maybe. That's a pretty good muscle structure there. I should imitate it here and then tuck it under that armor plating. I've done this a few times before, so what I'll do is I'll just roll this. Stretch it out. And before we place it, we're going to grab a tool with a decent edge to it. Right. Sorry, you can't see that. Right, we're going to put the grooves in, and there we go. There's that bit of yellow I'm talking about that always wants to sneak in.
Have you got a craft knife?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm trying to emulate a technique I did for Fabius Bayer when I did his hair.
Fabulous Bill.
Good old Fabulous Bill, and then squash that again.
Yeah, that's another thing. We are big fans of Fabulous Bill in this studio.
Yes, we are. I just like his attitude towards life.
And right. Demons.
Yeah. So, yeah, it doesn't look much like a muscle now because it's all squashed down. But what we're going to do is then stretch it out.
I don't believe in you. Get off my ship. What?
I wonder if that works for police. I don't believe in you. Get out of my house.
Should do. You don't exist. Go away.
Oh, there's a tube version. That makes sense of the Yoo-hoo glue. Right. Then we should be able to mush that side together. Of course, I try and show you how to build something and those yellow bits start seeping through.
Seep.
Can't take you nowhere. And as you can see, what we do is we then place that on there, and it should, if I put a bit of water on it, should be able to get that on there. And then I tend to use this one. I have a combination of wax tools and clay tools. Okay, so that bit there is a little bit long, but we're going to use that to bond it. And the other bit here, the other part, I'm going to try. Sorry about the angles here. There we go. I'm going to try and
it was what Monster of Valhalla was watching that Fabius video.
It really annoyed me, that Fabius video.
Literally straight after it was completed.
But it wouldn't have been if I didn't spill wine all over the original laptop. I would have had it completed before then. But yeah, and then Games Workshop just started bringing out a new Fabius as I was doing that. So like, when it came up to searches, my video barely came up. It was just everyone talking about the new Fabius. I was like, damn it. I actually have him sat on my desk or one of my shelves at the desk moment, just staring at me, reminding me I need to get on with my painting. He's such a cool character though.
He's alright, dude.
Now, need this to bond. I should probably use the sculpting tool for that. I'm just using this one to try and poke those fleshy looking tendons into the right space. I need to push these back as well because there's no line across the top. Something about the focus, guys, it's bloody awkward. In fact, it's that awkward, I might have to just re-roll that muscle. Come on. Right, it needs to look like it's going to curl upwards along with the rest of that muscle structure. It's getting there. Yeah, I really can't help with the focus at the moment. I need to get my face nice up and close to the model. There is some okay grooves in there, hope you can see them, that I should be able to pick out once I'm painting. Right, and I've just remembered why I don't do it this way. Because you never get your line perfectly straight and it pulls the green stuff all over. It's best to do your lining first, then stretch your green stuff. It'll all fall back into place on its own. I do have, however, this little tool, the round tip tool, a silicone, so that should help me follow those lines and open them up a little bit. Prefer the silicone ones because it gives something to push back on. So yeah, it doesn't put too much force immediately into one movement. You're right there, Andy. You've gone dead quiet.
Concentrating, mate, so.
Yeah. All your other senses shut off when concentrating.
Yeah. Power down.
Also tend to roll, twist the brush as twist the part as I'm going as well. So you don't put too much excessive force into one place.
There ain't such thing as excessive force. Just look at the world he is. What would Angron do?
And Master of Valhalla says, yeah, I have the Eisenhorn mini from Inquisitor that I'm converting into Fabius. That's cool. Isn't Inquisitor like a much larger scale model as well?
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
It got discontinued because it didn't sell.
But the models were cool as fuck.
Yeah, yes, agreed.
I mean, especially with some scale 75 paint now, I would love to have a crack at painting some of those with like, immense details. What have I got? Have I ever used a toothpick to model with? I have actually, and at some point back in the day, just the back of this was done with nothing more than a paperclip. Just a paperclip for some time. It's really just about figuring out the little processes and how the material moves. There had to be a little bit of the yellow-green stuff in there, didn't there?
Obviously.
Get lost. Right. That looks okay. You should probably be allowed to set a little bit. What do you guys reckon? Does that look muscly enough? Still got some green stuff left as well, so I'm going to let that bit set. We'll come back to the armpit once that stays there a little bit. Now I was contemplating where's them parts gone from the old demon prints. Adding some parts on here, but I think it takes away from the details at the front a little bit too much. So if I was going to add this, I would probably add it next to those parts. There's two pieces for this. Where is the other one? No, there they are. No, that one doesn't fit as well. Yep. Alright. Monster of Valhalla says it's looking good. It's alright, and if there's any parts once it's set I don't like for the muscle structure, I will just nurgle over it. It's one of the best things about doing nurgle and demons. Lots of leeway. It works even better when you think it's orcs, so I can even add piping or orc insignia or anything. Just stick a skull on it. What I'm getting at is with the combination of Nurgle's good to convert and so are orcs, but if you're doing both together, you've just got a huge playground of parts you can use.
Yeah, you got a lot of room to play with, haven't you?
Tons, mate. And I'm kind of liking what I've done with the front of the face there. We have the cracking open of the armor plate for the teeth to come out of. At one point I was thinking of putting a chain around it to make it look like it was trying to hold it all together, which still might be a possibility, but I don't fancy sculpting it because it takes bloody ages. The other thing I don't like about green stuffing on at this stage is waiting for it to dry so it doesn't get squashed or knocked. I'm sure anyone who's done any amount of sculpting will know that when working with green stuff, at some point you've nearly finished a project and then you've just put your finger right on it while moving the model around.
Nothing wrong with putting a fingerprint in your model, mate. Satisfaction's guaranteed.
Oh yes. Until someone uses it to get into your phone.
Crack on.
There's no in it. Right. Wow, have we been live streaming for 3 hours already? I actually flew by today. I'm definitely tending towards this direction for this. Definitely wouldn't mind a bit more nurgle around this section either. Warts is probably the best thing to go with for now. seeping warts and pustules around this part, just to blend that in. I really like the way I did the ones on the back for this though. It was one solid piece of green stuff, just poked bit by bit. So when in doubt with these type of models, slap some green stuff on and just stab at it really. Although, as I haven't decided what to do with the other arm, this could be a problem later on.
Worry about that later on.
Yeah, I mean I can always cut it off. The amount of projects I've been most of the way through and then I've just like pulled several days work off of a model is because I wasn't happy with it. The holes already look like low set eyes. That's an interesting one. Maybe. Or I'm not quite sure yet whether I'm going to continue something with the rest of this mouth down the bottom. Yeah, these, I'm going to be filling them in with something. I'm not even sure whether we're having legs. The weird, like, lore and like the weird fluff that I've got for my orc Nurgle army is there's just a weird combination of pain boy and mech work. Dysfunctional genes from a different fungal type, and then the pain boy is trying to make basically
the best out of a bad job.
Best out of a bad job, or just orc steroids, basically that work, but as they do, the orcs deteriorate and mutate extremely fast to the point they just turn to mush eventually. So the pain boy is always trying to hold them together. And the mechs building machines, so we have some weird biomechanical Nurgle orc things because they can't actually be corrupted by Nurgle. So to keep the lore at least a bit orky, it made more sense for them to be genetically mutated in some form, or genetically inferior, whichever way you want to look at it.
Or you could just go, wizard did it.
It could have been a wizard. The other can. Oh, do you mean the one with the thingy plate on it? I'm not really a fan of this one anymore. I could do a much better job, I'm guessing. I don't like this arm. It's old sculpting. It's another problem with this style of sculpt. I can't really magnetize the weapons.
Like I say, this edition you don't need to.
Well, I'm just going to keep making things that look weird and badass. I mean, it's not like I'm ever going to see tabletop time, really, is it?
Not with this army, no.
I don't know, if I just keep it vehicle based, I might actually get some of it done. I mean, this kill cam's coming on. I've only been working on them a couple of days. Balls. I'll probably do some more converting once I've finished this one as well. Do a bit of painting, then jump back to the converting again. That way the live stream's always got something a little different on it. Or like we're saying, if we do 2 different live streams a day and take a break in the middle, I'd be able to do painting on one and sculpting on another, or vice versa. It also means people that then watch the video later on and it's not live don't have to sit and watch a 5 hour long video about something. They can just watch a short couple of hour video if they wanted to. I always get in under the green stuff. I hope you can see, can you see that better?
Looks a bit derpy on what's that thing?
Yeah.
That body, hanging body.
I don't know, I thought it looked cool, mate. If you were to put it on a base it'd work.
It just doesn't look right on a vehicle.
Andy is now actually, you're not even on your live stream now, are you?
No.
I'm going to say Andy is now night loading up his Predator tank. You could be proper lazy with Nervo, really. I didn't have to put much forethought in. You just you kind of sculpt and just hope for the best, and then as it starts to look right, you just move it in that general direction. I think I could have more stuff sticking out the front of that as well. The way that's on there, it doesn't add to the look of the fleshy parts bursting out, so I'll have to refigure that out.
You got any spare greaser?
You can have half of this lot.
Yes.
Oh, I know a blob of super glue would help, but our super glue we've currently got, I don't want to put anywhere near this model. It's like water, and it just flows out so quick. It just ruined the model if it got onto any of the details, and it also doesn't stick. I mean, it's about as useful as a Pritt stick. Do like these little features though, so maybe I add a bit more of these with some more detailing. There's this weird thing in there, but what is that thing? It'd be better if that was a Nurgling or a grot. Actually, I've got some grots somewhere. Somewhere I've got a grot with a blowtorch. That was quite a chilled out tune you were playing there on my thingy instruments. Sounded like a xylophone. I mean, these are pretty good for making horns, spikes, and other detailed bits. Also good as a template to build on. Tentacles and cabling are also good options. Do kind of like this with a skull on it. And then there's this that's, I'm not actually sure what that is. problem I've got with this is it's still got detailed leaves on it. I could cut those off. But now I've tested and looked at that, it doesn't look quite right. And this is how I end up with a huge pile of bits. Try something, put it down, try something else. I could start looking for parts for the back, because by tomorrow they could be set in place, giving me something else to work with. And originally I was going to use this arm. I'm glad I didn't now, because it's starting to look pretty cool. Just takes me a long time. I've also been looking at this bit from a night and thinking of blending this into the front of one of these. I don't know if you can see that properly from there. I can definitely see that working one way or another, and then huge spikes coming out the other side. So that might be another idea for another one, where I don't have to sculpt the teeth myself either. We will see. So, dying for a cig.
You're stopping again, are you?
What?
You're stopping again?
Yep.
No fun.
Hey mate, I keep trying to stop, and then occasionally I'll have a cheeky cig. I don't know. It's one of those days. Once you get past the cravings, it's all right. They come and go though. It's also when I take my break from the live stream as well. I like go for a cheeky smoke. All these are going to inspire me a lot more to finish my Death Dread one that I've been working on. And in fact, somewhere I've got another. I think I've got like 3 Death Dreads. So I think I've got. I should have somewhere about 12 kill cans in total.
You got a few, yeah.
I haven't actually read the Morkonaut rules properly recently, because it still has the force field, doesn't it?
It's got an in, but it doesn't have a force field anymore.
Oh, just 1 sec, I was reading this comment, and Master of Valhalla says, "Oh hell yeah, to the night mask, that looks insane." Thank you, I thought that was a good idea. It fits kind of well, that helps.
What, you put on a faceplate from a night?
Yeah, have you not seen me do that one? Where's it gone? It's the very particular night piece. If you put this face paint, Andy, on here, upside down, it locks onto there.
Oh, nice.
And also would yeah, you could add spikes and other details to that.
Cool.
It's definitely an option for one of the other ones. Gets me a big jump ahead on it as well. No, when it comes to doing the clown stuff, that is going to be a different army. Not my orc army, and hopefully it shouldn't take nowhere near as long. Right. Oh, what was that email? You have a stream summary apparently.
What's that?
It's an email from Twitch.
They're always saying, yeah, don't have any viewers. What are you doing?
Yeah, probably. It's probably like with YouTube and like this is how you did this month.
Badly. The end.
He doesn't usually send these. According to this, you had one viewer at one point. I'm guessing that was you.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we're not very tech savvy.
Do we have tech?
Yeah, we have some. That's the wrong shoulder pad. Still not sure which blade to use on this arm. I was looking for this part. I don't know if anyone, I don't know if I was on about this earlier, but making it look like it's kind of holding on to the circular saw blade itself in some fashion. I just think it looks interesting. Right, this is the back of the kill cam.
Give that some time to dry up. If you want to show the stream,
Yeah.
feel free.
Can do. Oh, I'll show you what Andy's working on whilst drying.
Just pick up the hull. Pick it up by the hull.
This is what Andy's been working on the other live stream today. Night Lord's Predator. You're getting good at your corpse placement as well.
So what's he say? Oh.
A clown army, anything but Eldar, and that was potentially to be epic. Has potential to be epic. I have a whole bunch of ideas for that. The circular blade idea. Yeah, it's something about the way it lines up just kind of looks cool. I'm wondering if I can bend that around more so it looks like it's gripping it. Makes it look a little bit more monstrous, maybe. There's another part for this somewhere. There it is. I have a problem. That will no longer fit in there. Be fine. What I might do is give him a hunchback and drift this off to one side. Monster of Valhalla is currently building 2 tanks for his wolves as well. What type of tanks are they? Oh, he also says hell yeah, Andy, on your tank.
Cheers, man.
So I either put it off to one side, which actually works. I should be able to squeeze that in there. I'll put it up here. But I reckon I can get that to work. I want a lot of piping coming out the back around the other side. More like really, not the usual piping, not like some crooked piping that's really cobbled together at all different angles. So that'd be a project to be working on its own. May need to go find some inspiration in the bits boxes again. I'm not actually sure what guns I'm going to give these, and that's also a problem. I mean, grots are just a little bit better at shooting, so you want something that they can, they'll do a lot of damage when it hits. As orcs don't hit with much. But you know what Games Workshop's like, the rules keep changing. It's also another reason everything's slow on building this army. It actually takes me that long that the additions change before the army does. Yeah, I need more something to build the back up. I'm not sure what. So I guess I'll just clean these parts for now, and I might potentially use them. Then, even if I don't use them right now, at least they'll be clean. An impulsor and an old vindicator. Nice. The Vindicator's got a lot of room for freehanding stuff on that front as well. Or a bit of converting. I hate sanding. Must be done though. I wonder how many hours of my life I've spent sanding. The Impulsor, isn't that one of the new ones? Tanks. It's the weird one with the grav engines, isn't it?
Basically, the grav generated Rhino.
Ah. Yeah, see, I don't see Space Marine vehicles. I just see vehicles that aren't orcified yet. I do have some conversions for a land speeder that I turned into a orc truck, and I was really chuffed for that one. Came out really well. It was the land speeder for Raven Guard, I think, or Raven Wing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which one is it? I always get them mixed up.
I don't know what it's called.
That was the chapter, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was Ravenwing, which is a Dark Angel faction.
Yeah, you still got the knife. Yeah, top. Yeah, a lot of care went into making that one. But then I changed my mind on a bunch of the design. And I don't know what to actually use it for nowadays. There's all the new orc vehicles that are on the ground, all the four-wheeled ones, snaz wagons and stuff like that. I mean, they'd be good if you just changed them to land speeders. So a lot of my other...
You need to make one to be the Only Fools and Horses, the Lion Robin, for an orc. The Warlord, it's got 3 wheels.
Oh, I'm not doing that with that model.
Happy Ace!
Oh no. It's a cool idea though. Obviously it looks all ramshackled anyway.
Yeah. I need some fresh green stuff.
Top drawer.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and Monster of Valhalla says it is the Primaris transporter. What was I talking about on that conversion then? I forgot now. So, yeah, that I could quite easily grab a bunch of land speeders and turn those into the four-wheeled vehicles for orcs, but have them flying, because one of my ideas also was for this army, wasn't ages ago, to have a bunch of flying looking stuff. Just to go with the decay theme, so that would include a actual flying ship made of a battle wagon and tow engines. And Monster of Valhalla says, yeah, I want to look into a looter army if that's still a thing. Love the idea of an army of stolen custom vehicles. Yes.
Just convert it up and it becomes a thing.
Yeah. If you want to do that, it's going to have to be the Blood Axes though. Because all their stuff, it looks very similar to that other Orc Tribe stuff, but has a fresh coat of blue paint on it.
Yeah. What colour was that truck of yours? The red?
Well, this one's blue. Clearly, it's not your truck.
Time to make some flesh.
That takes about 9 months.
Now, you hoik it out of a stomach halfway through.
Time saver. Your profits for that Japanese restaurant will go well up now.
Yeah.
What was that famous Japanese cannibal called? Can't bloody remember.
Oh, was it that Yoko Shakuna or something like
That
that?
sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. Big wild haired looking dude.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, that was an old message. It's an old message. Checks out.
It's an older meme, sir.
Right. I'm sort of stuck on this guy at the moment. I've been working on him all day.
Why you got a rock on fingers going on?
Well, it's because I haven't sawed that off to add the other details in yet.
Leave it!
I'm thinking of putting something in there, like coming out this way.
I'd just give him fingers so it looks like he's doing devil horns.
You know, fingers might actually just be an option there.
Doesn't all have to be weird.
And he's got some kind of fingers. Just not sure what weapon I'm putting on.
Right. I need one of these.
About £6 million.
Is that all? Aim high, dude.
Right, I'll save that one for one of the other projects. Or is it that? Oh wait, that one, the curl on it's even better, I think. I think the curl on that one's even better. It fits with inside the part. Yeah, it could work. So, any plans for a stomper with the Nurgle guys?
You've considered it?
I've considered it. I had some plans for it. Just haven't got around to it. What was the plans? I brainstormed it at some point.
Yeah, we have discussed it.
Now, the Morkanaut, which is the Typhonaut, that's well underway and is designed completely in my head. I know exactly what I'm doing with that. It's just getting it to that stage. The Stomper was going to be made of...
I think you were actually going to start off with the Stomper.
Yeah, just for framework,
Yeah.
template, big pieces of sprue to use, you know, to build a frame. No, the Stomper was going to be different. The Stomper was going to be a smaller orc, splayed open with all the parts coming out of him. If I remember, like a sarcophagus in the middle, whatever bloody hell you say it, and he would be all swollen, but I don't know, like a contortionist, like elephantitis. So he'd be manipulated and twisted in that kind of way, and then those bits would go into the machine and armoured parts, which would mean a lot of it would just be freehand stuff, just making it look interesting. Open the blade part up wider and add a tongue. Use a grot hand holder, the spanner coming up out from between the trunk. That's not a bad idea. And when it comes to opening up the blade part, I'm guessing you're on about this one. I'll save this for another conversion though, for another one of these, because I'm trying to get all 6 of them finished eventually. I used to have a massive unpainted orc army. I swear I've lost half of it though.
You just convert them all into pieces.
That's also a possibility. That I've just got units and vehicles and just hacked them up. Because I used to have a wallpapering table, and my orc army, even in uniform rows, would fill up the entire table. And they're usually like, what, 6 foot something?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, what would have been nice to do with something like this is make an actual hand and then have it coming protruding through the hand so it looks like a open soul.
Or an eye.
A bit like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Got Mortal Kombat on the brain today.
Have I? I have mentioned it twice, I think.
2 or 3 times, yeah.
I haven't played Mortal Kombat in ages, actually.
We're always more of a Street Fighter fan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't like the control system as much on Street Fighter. I was always a big fan of Tekken because of how easy the control system was. What's everyone else's favourite?
My favourite? Soul Calibur.
I forgot about that one. I love that one character-wise. Like, the uniqueness of characters, it was definitely up there alongside Tekken.
Everyone had different weapons and that was cool.
Yeah. Right.
I'm so glad I actually started getting good at doing flesh out of green stuff.
Well, you were bound to eventually.
Yeah. By virtue of doing it a lot.
Yeah. Contemplating cutting that off, the axe handle, embedding that across there maybe. Not this top bit. Not 100% what I'm going to do with the legs. So I think, guys, because I've been streaming now for like 3 hours or something without a break. Usually we start at 12 and end a bit later, but I've had no break or anything and I'm kind of stuck on this. So I'm going to end this live stream now. It's been great having you all watch.
Doodles!
We should be on tomorrow from
Around about 12.
around about 12
UK time.
UK time till about 4 or 5 o'clock. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to let this set, find some more parts for tomorrow, and we'll catch you then.